Okay. Shall we start? Yes. Okay. So what did we complete in last class? We have started with Delhi Sultanates, right? So that is within Delhi Sultanates. See, Delhi Sultanates has been ruled by 5 dynasties. Okay. So which is the first dynasty that ruled Delhi? Slave dynasty. It is also called as Mamluk dynasty. Okay, which is the second dynasty that's ruled Delhi? Tughlaq? No, it is Khilji dynasty which has ruled Delhi. We have come across personalities called Jalaluddin Khilji, Alauddin Khilji. We haven't even yet moved to Tughlaq dynasty. So like it's the third dynasty, Tughlaq dynasty. Okay, so like after the end of reign of Khilji dynasty, it is then Tughlaq dynasty which ruled Delhi. Okay, so like then which is the fourth dynasty? We have talked about it, Sayyid dynasty. Okay, so like the fifth dynasty, Lodhi's dynasty. Okay, see, thing is simple. You just need to remember slave dynasty that ruled from 1206 to 1290. Then come Khilji dynasty 1320. So like then comes Tughlaq that ruled from 1320 to 1414. Next, Sayyids, right? So like they ruled from 1414 to 1451. So like then come Lodhis. They ruled from 1451 to 1526. After this, there is the ruling of Mughals started in India. Okay, 1526. There exists a battle, the famous battle. It is called as First Battle of Panipat. You know, like this Panipat term, you must have heard it so many times. So like there have been a lot of times when like this, there is First Battle of Panipat that happened in the year 1526. Okay, so like then there is Second Battle of Panipat that happened in the 1556. So like then around like 1761, there exists Third Battle of Panipat. Okay, so it means there must have been so many people, there must have been so many dynasties which have fought for this war. You know, like the question was never about who won the war or who were the participant. Okay, UPSC has asked the question that, okay, it is right that like there are so many wars in Panipat. Okay, why the Panipat like as a place was chosen? Okay, I told you when you are preparing for UPSC, it's not just about understanding just like who is winning the war. It's rather about your thought process. Okay, so like here we know like we will come across 3 battles of Panipat, but the question is why there are so many battles in Panipat? Not about like okay who is that first like when was the first battle of Panipat that happened? That can be a main prelims question. Okay, but when it comes to mains question, so like the question they will be going for, it is why so many battles in Panipat? Can you think of any reason why there can be so many battles in a single place? Why like okay, so many dynasties have chosen like Panipat as a place to go for wars. Think what could be the reasons like you can think of? No, like generally, okay, so like why something will get chosen? It's based on if it's conducive to that work, then that place will get chosen, right? We are sitting in this classroom type of environment because it's distraction free. Okay, we are not hearing any of the outside noise. Okay, similarly, so like even like during olden times as well, they had to choose a place. They had to choose a place. Okay, which have good characteristics for taking place of wars. Okay, well, few of the characteristics is like it had plain land. Okay, and because like all these are called Delhi Sultanates, the main center of power is Delhi. This Panipat is so near to Delhi. Okay, when it's near to Delhi, then supply of continuous arms, ammunitions, and other materials can become easier. You are understanding, right? Okay, so first thing which we have discussed yesterday. Come on. Okay, now, that is slave dynasty. Like it's also called as Mamluk dynasty. Okay, amongst all these dynasty, which is the dynasty which ruled for like which ruled the longest among us, like among these five dynasties which ruled Delhi. So Delhi Sultanates. This is called as Delhi Sultanates. Calculate first. This is how many years? 84. So this is 30. So like this is 1320 to 1414. From 1320 for 1420, how much it is? 100 years. So like six years or less. So it means 94 years. Okay. So like then Sayyids, which actually ruled for 36 years. So like then comes Lodhis, which ruled for 75 years. Okay, so which is the dynasty that ruled for longest? So it is Tughlaq dynasty. Then which is the dynasty that ruled the shortest? It's Khilji dynasty. Only 30 years they have ruled. Okay, so yesterday we have completed two dynasties. Okay, one is slave dynasty, second is Khilji dynasty. So with respect to slave dynasty, who are the most important rulers we have come across? Qutbuddin Aibak, he is also called as the founder of slave dynasty. Okay, so any works with respect to Qutbuddin Aibak that we have seen? He was the one who started constructing Qutub Minar. It didn't get completed in the period of Qutbuddin Aibak, but rather like during the reign of Iltutmish, who was son-in-law of Qutbuddin Aibak. Okay, so like then who is the next ruler? Aram Shah, but like Aram Shah's reign was very short because he got killed by a person called Iltutmish. Okay, so like and Iltutmish, for many, he is considered as the real founder of Delhi Sultanates. Okay, so like it was Iltutmish, right? I told you why Iltutmish should have been considered as a real founder of Delhi Sultanates. What could have been the reasons? Hmm? People chosen him. You can say that. Like, okay, after death of Qutbuddin Aibak, okay, Aram Shah, he became the next king, but people were not happy with respect to the ruling of Aram Shah. It was people and nobles, okay, that gave huge support to Iltutmish. Okay, so like then, which system? Military system. No, like who is that ruler who started with the military department? His name is Balban. He started a department called Divanai Ariz. Okay, it is Balban. Okay, so with respect to Iltutmish, we have seen other things. That is consolidation of nobles into Chahalgani. Chahalgani is also called as the 40 strong nobles. Okay, and the Ikta system. What is the Ikta system? What is the Ikta system? Which we have come across. What is see? We have come across a term called Ikta. Right. So when we were talking about Iltutmish, so Ikta, this is Q. What is Ikta system? It is land revenue granted to the people. Land revenue granted to the people. So these people, okay, so can in turn give the military service. Okay. So when Iltutmish started this, was it hereditary? Was it hereditary? No, it was not hereditary. Like we see that, like, okay, this system becoming hereditary in the later period. Okay, so ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ. Okay, shall I move ahead? Okay, so like this is it. Yeah. So anything else which we will come across when we study about this great ruler called Iltutmish? The Multan ruler Qubata, he was defeated by Iltutmish. Okay, so like there is a Bengal ruler. His name is Iwaj. Okay, who used to be the Bengal ruler. Okay, so like this Iwaj got defeated by Iltutmish's son. Okay, it means imagine India is okay. We'll see. I must have other maps here. Yeah. So this is anyways Tughlaq Sultanates as the map given here. But this is India, right? Okay. So when again slave dynasty was started, okay, Delhi was ruling around this area. Okay. So like it was Iltutmish that conquered Multan. Okay, by defeating a ruler called Qbacha. Okay, and this Bengal region again, like okay, so like there was a ruler. Okay, so in Bengal region, his name is Iwaj. Okay, he got defeated by Iltutmish's son. Okay, and he was to like even Iltutmish was able to defeat some of the Rajput kingdoms. Okay, so then who is the next ruler? Yeah, so we have seen that. Okay, so like going against the convention. Okay, the convention used to name the sons as the next rulers, right? But we come across this incident where like instead of sons, okay, Rajia Sultan will become the next successor of Iltutmish. Okay, slave dynasty. Okay, but the problem was like she ruled only for 4 years, from 1236 to 1240, because there was huge opposition with respect to Rajia Sultan's ruling. No, when you read Indian history, okay, you'll definitely read about this person. Okay, so like Rajia Sultan, all the history books have glorified about this personality called Rajia Sultan. But she isn't the only queen that has reigned or ruled India. Okay, so like there is one more personality. Her name is called Rudrama Devi. Okay, who was a queen of Kakatiya dynasty. Okay, her father name is Ganpati Deva. Okay, so like her father didn't had any sons. So like he gave the like reign to his daughter. Okay. So unlike Rajia Sultan, this okay. See, Rajia Sultan, the people knew like she was a woman. When Ganapati Deva's daughter, okay, called as Rudrama Devi, when she started ruling, so like she came as not just a daughter. Okay. So instead, like she used to dress as a maid and she reigned for so many years. She reigned for like almost 20-25 years. Ultimately, she died in the battle itself. There is a Telugu movie called Rudramadevi, led by Anushka Shetty. Okay, so you can watch that movie. See, the thing is, history books definitely talk about Rajia Sultan. Don't you think like there are other rulers? Like yesterday also we have seen Chandragupta Labbe, okay, daughter of Hamagoshan Rupatunga, who ruled like this region, that is Raichur Dome. Okay, so even these people and like there is one book, okay, written by Kalana. So anyone knows the Kashmir is like it's about Kashmir story. There you will come across a character called Didda, Didda, Didda. So like the root meaning of the term comes from a word Didi. Okay, like in fondness, like okay, it's nothing but like elder sister will come across that ruler, okay, who was ruling Kashmir, 12th, 13th century. So, like in this Kalana's book, name is called Rajatarangini. You must have heard this Rajatarangini book name. Okay, never heard? Okay, no worries. So, like this book was written by a person called Kalana. So, like it gives a comprehensive history with respect to Kashmir, the present day Kashmir. Okay, who are the dynasties that were ruling Kashmir? So like you don't need to know the details of the this Kalanaspur Rajatarangini. So, but I am telling you, okay, so like the point I am trying to make here is that there are so many women rulers. There is Chandrabala Beg, there is Rudramadevi, there is Rajia Sultan, there is Didda. Okay, so although in Shatavahana dynasty itself, we have seen that. Okay, we haven't come across women rulers, but we come across so many male rulers. So that takes the name of their mothers. Gautami Putra, Shatakarni, Vasishti Putra. There comes a one more character, right? So like Shatavahana dynasties. Okay, so again, you can see that the women were not always subdued or subjugated in Indian history. Sometimes they were given prominent positions. Don't you think like Rajia Sultan to like bacha bacha janta hai? So like even other personalities should be known to other peoples. Even like these personalities like require their space in the CRTs or like our history textbooks in particular. Okay, so again, it inspires other people, right? It might inspire other women. Okay, so like even they can go ahead. Presently, when you read about Indian history, we come across so many rulers. All the rulers, like nothing but most of the rulers were like nothing but like male rulers. We have like fewer women rulers. If you don't give them the representation, how like the next generation of people going to think about okay, women as a like the position of women? If they have to be respected, okay, so like even women have to think big. Okay, so like they can also become next important leader. Now, obviously, they cannot become rulers. Okay, so because we have chosen democracy. Okay, so like India is a democratic and republic, right? So any difference between democratic and republic? Both one and the same. What is democracy? Never come across this term republic. You celebrate Republic Day on 26th January every year. So why? Well, like, huh? No idea. No, I mean, I don't want to know the reason why, like, okay, Republic Day is celebrated on 26th January every year. So, like, the reason is simple. Okay, Constitution was framed. Okay, so like the Constitution got completed on the 26th November 1949, but like they waited for 2 months, and like then they started celebrating January 26th as the Republic Day. Okay, that story is different because like they chose the January 26th because that was the first time. Okay, so when India went for Purna Swaraj under the leadership of Jawaharlal Nehru, 1930s. Okay, so like that's why like this January 26th each chosen to be the Republic Day. But like that's not my point. My point is why like I mean what is the meaning of republic? You know what is democracy, right? What is democracy? Democracy ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನ್ರಿ? Is it freedom? Freedom, like where do we see like okay when you read constitution, Indian constitution, where do you see that okay the freedom given, like there are a lot of freedoms, right? Freedom to speech, freedom to speak, freedom to travel. Okay, this right to freedom, what? No, this right to freedom, it is dealt in article 19 to 22. So like that is freedom. There are like other than the fundamental rights, there are other freedoms as well. You being an Indian citizen, okay, you will get a lot of freedoms. Okay, so like the freedom is different. Democracy is different. What is democracy? 5 ವರ್ಷಕ್ಕೊಂದ್ಸಲ ನೀವು ಒಂದ್ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ. Okay, what is that work is called? You vote in the elections. Why you are voting in the elections? Why? To elect your leader. Okay, this whole process of electing your leader is nothing but democracy. Any this whole process of electing your leader, so like that is democracy. Okay, so again the meaning of the term democracy is so huge. Okay, but the basic meaning is where like leaders get elected by the people. Okay, one who is getting the majority of the votes, he will be chosen as elected representative. Okay, So it is the system of election that we have approached, like we have adopted in India. Huh? By campaign, that is true. No, like there is something like, see, if any leader needs to get elected, think of a MLA or think of a MP. If they like needs to be like elected, so is there a requirement that so they should gain at least 50% of the votes or something like that? Is there a requirement? Do they have to gain like at least 50% of the votes to get elected in India? Yeah, so like, I mean, there is a term for that. Okay, it's first past the post. First, first past the post. It means even if you get one like vote more than the second leading candidate, and like you as a winning candidate still gain like just imagine like you are gaining 20-25% votes in the like total poll votes or like total votes. Still you will be declared as winner. You have seen like Indian elections, right? Where some of the people have lost election just by a whisper, one vote, two votes. So like MLA, MP elections in both instances, we have seen that. Okay, so like the system we have adapted is first past the post. Okay, so let's not get carried away and talk about democracy. So I just asked a question. I was expecting an answer from your side. So what is the meaning of the term republic? India is a republic, right? Not just democratic. No, like that is true. That's what like democracy is also means. Okay. There is no one to rule ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. But democracy ಅಂದ್ರೂ ಅದೇ ಅಲ್ಲ. Democracy. Okay. It's no like single person will get to rule. Okay. So like this position. So like then there has to be some difference. Or that like did it look fancy? That's the reason they must have like used two words instead of one. Democracy as well as republic. Another reason ಇರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ. What is that reason? Why like okay, so republic has been mentioned. India is called as like socialist, secular, democratic republic. Sovereign as well, obviously. Sovereign comes first. Sovereign is you have the right to decide everything for your country. Okay, we are not bound by any other countries. Okay, so like it's fine if polity hasn't been completed in your batch, but the thing I am trying to talk here is republic is that position where like the head of the state. Okay, it's not hereditary. Okay, anyone with the eligibility criteria can contest for the election and become the head of the state. Who is the head of the state? President. Okay, see, there are two things. He is the head of the state. Okay, within the state, I mean, I told you, state in political terms also mean country. Okay, so like head of the nation is president. So what about head of the state? For example, head of the Karnataka, it will be governor. Okay, that mirror position will be ruling here. Okay, so like this position of head of the state, okay, or head of the nation, it's not hereditary. Even you can become the president, provided so like you qualify some eligibility criteria. The minimum age to become president is 35 years, which you are not. Okay, so you can think of it in later times. Later times. First, we'll come back and talk about the Delhi Sultanates. Okay, so where was I? I was talking about Rajia Sultan. Okay, so like then the thought of change went to other women rulers who ruled India. So like then like there are other peoples as well. Okay, this Rajia Sultan, she couldn't rule for long because like nobles opposed her heavily. Then like the next important person who took the charge, it is Balban. Okay, so like the Balban story is like huge. As I told you, like he was a slow slave, then rose to the position of noble. From there, okay, so like he rose to the position of almost deputy to the king. Then again, so the king got actually information that Balban might snatch the power. Okay, so like he was then thrown away. Then he comes back again stronger. Okay, next time. So what he did is he kills the king himself. Okay, so like there is a story in that story. Okay, so like it is Balban who gives poison to the king, the reigning king, and once the reigning king dies, so he snatched the power. Okay, the Balban ruling started. Okay, so like, but he was important person with respect to Delhi Sultanates from 1245 itself. Okay, what is the time period of Balban as a king? It is 1266 to 1287. Okay, so any of the aspects I told you, the military department, Divanaya is started by Balban. Okay, so like this Nowruz festival, that is Persian New Year. Okay, so like that is also being celebrated. I gave you the example as well. Correlation. Why like leaders celebrate festivals or do like build some of the huge monuments, their popularity will increase. Okay, so ಇಂಡಿಯಾದಲ್ಲೂ ಕೂಡ ನೋಡಿರ್ತೀರಾ. Okay, so why does any of the politician wants to do that? They like just because they want to be popular, right? Only if they remain popular, like, they can get elected again. Election happens every 5 years once. So don't you think it becomes important? Okay, so like here also our Balbar started like this festival. Okay, Persian New Year. Obviously, all this Ikta system and like this Persian New Year, they might not be indigenous system. Okay, so they like Delhi Sultanate might have borrowed all these concepts from Arabia. Okay, so Persian land. Okay, so presently Middle East. Clear until here. Okay, so then like there are other things also that have been done by Balban. That is, huh? Yeah, Barith is a spy network. Okay, because he was so skeptical all the time. Okay, he brought about like this Barith system. Then, so like this Paibos and Satta, that was also started by so Balban. Okay, so like, but we have come across Mongols and like slave dynasty so many times, right? As because they were contemporary. So Iltutmish time alle, so Genghis Khan wanted to attack. Okay, that is 1220s. 1220s itself, Genghis Khan wanted to attack India. So Indian history is strange. Okay, so Indians didn't lose to Mongols. Indians didn't lose to Alexander the Great. They almost conquered whole world, at least half of the world. The great rulers, right? I mean, great warriors, not rulers. Okay, ruler is one who can take care of the happiness of its citizens. Okay, that is the ruler. The warrior is like, okay, one who is good at the war skills. Okay, so like these are great warriors, not rulers. There is a difference. Okay, so we have come across great rulers in India. For example, Ashoka the Great. You have seen that. Okay, so like there was religious tolerance. You have seen that like the people had the freedom to follow, like freedom to follow any of the religion. Okay, so along with that, like he has given code as well. That code is called Ashoka's Dhamma. Okay, so like here, like you will see that. Okay, so like this because Mongols and what do you say, like Delhi Sultanates are contemporaries. Okay, so Iltutmish time alle, so like he wanted to attack India. Okay, so he was pursuing a person called Jalaluddin. Who was a Khwarizmi prince. See, all these are scripted. Okay, I'm not telling it just because like I felt like this whole story is fascinated. Okay, ultimately you will see like once we complete this chapter, you will see the questions. I want you people to answer the questions. Okay, nothing is new. I know what the next slides is going to be. I know because I'm the one who has prepared it. So you should be attentive when you are listening to the class. Okay, scripted, re-scripted. Yeah, so it's not like spontaneously I'll be coming up with like something really. Yeah, maybe like talking about Rudrama Devi or talking about Republic. That is spontaneous. So like all these like Mongols things which I am trying to correlate, scripted. Okay, so because you'll see so many times like India is getting attacked by these Mongols. Okay, so like Balban, he built a fort in Tabarhind, which is there in present-day Punjab. That served well, really well. Okay, we come across in 1291 when Jalaluddin Khalji he fought Mongols. He emerged victorious. Jalaluddin Khalji is the founder of Khilji dynasty. Okay, he emerged victorious because of the works done by Balban. Okay, it means like even Balban has fought Mongols. Okay, I told you like a tragic story where Balban's son. Okay, do you remember? Like there was a son called Muhammad Prince. He died in attacks with the Mongols. That's why I told you, like, okay, so like he had two sons. This Muhammad Prince, like another one is Bugra Khan. He called Bugra Khan. Okay, who used to be a governor of Bengal. Come back, be a Delhi Sultanates because like Muhammad Prince is died. Okay, so but Bugra Khan refused. That's why he placed his grandson on the throne, who became the next king after Balban. But like that train didn't last long. Okay, one thing you can understand is so with respect to Mongols, we are getting attacked so many times. There is a reason. Okay, all these are scripted. Okay, I told you with respect to Jalaluddin Khalji, so that is like he also faced a war with respect to Mongols. Then the next ruler of Khilji dynasty, that is next ruler of Khilji dynasty, that is Alauddin Khilji. Okay, one of the cruelest ruler like we have come across. Killed Jalaluddin Khilji himself. Who made him the governor? Okay, killed himself. Killed Jalaluddin Khilji himself. Uh, so we come across a story of Padmavat, which has been made into film as well. Bit controversial film. The people of Rajasthan were so sensitive. They went and they beat up the director. Very famous director. Okay, Padmavat is not made by some random director. Okay, so it was like made by Sanjay Leela Bansali, one of the famous director, still got beaten up. Do you think again some random questions again, so which requires your opinion? Do you think the film directors should have the authority to meddle with Indian history and make films? They have, but it should be because freedom is free, right? You are free, so doesn't it mean even the director should be free to make the films he wants? Limits it or it should be limits. Limits. Okay. Like more religious should get hurt. Acha. So like okay. So but again, if you're putting the limitation, can it be called as freedom? Freedom. Okay. So like what you are trying to say is right is there. Okay. As a director, but like that right is not absolute. Rather, like it is a qualified right. Okay. So yeah. So I got that point. That's what I'm saying. So right is there, but like that right is not absolute right. Absolute right is you can do whatever you want. Yeah. So but here the director should have qualified rights. So we have some organizations, some bodies to take a like to control the like okay freedom of director and to like give the limits. Okay, you must have come across NBFC, National Board of Film Certification. So it gives the certificate to the movies, right? So okay. Anyways, I was talking about Alauddin Khilji. Okay, so can't just talk about other things because today's class we also have to talk about Vijayanagar as well as Mughals. Okay, so Mughals, what we are going to do here is okay, we are not going to cover all the Mughal emperors. Okay, that's not possible here. Also, like not need of cover. Okay, when you read modern India, the chapter starts from declining of Mughals. Okay, only the starting rulers of Mughals that we'll cover here. The later rulers, okay, so how like this Mughal dynasty come to an end, okay, that will be covered in the modern India. If I take, I'll make sure that we'll start from the declining of Mughals. Okay, so that you will have the connectivity. Here in today's class, what we'll do is we'll see the early rulers. Okay, so like you until like reign of Aurangzeb, again very cruel ruler. I mean, like Aurangzeb's story is so different. Like you see, when it comes to Indian history, okay, sultans are never left defenders. You'll come across a ruler, Delhi Sultanates, next Tughlaq dynasty. Okay, his name is Firoz Shah Tughlaq. He used to wear, back in the 14th century, he used to wear like shoes, okay, that used to cost 2 lakhs, 10 lakhs, something like that. Okay, so that if that is the case in 14th century, so then what do you think the cost of that shoes in the present day time might be in crores? Okay, so okay, you can understand it, right? So the rulers spent a lot on themselves, but here, okay, Aurangzeb, okay, being a king of India, okay, so like he used to sleep on floor to get his personal income. See, there is state's income, there is personal income. To get his personal income, he used to weave the clothes. On one side, you'll see the simplicity of Aurangzeb. On other side, you'll see the cruelty of Aurangzeb. He used to like impose jizya tax. Okay, he defeated a lot of Hindu rulers, subjugated them. Okay, so like we come across that he was like not given patronage to art and architecture. He used to say like, "Kya art and architecture? Bhago." So like no, in my kingdom, no place for music, no place for paintings, no place for monuments. It's public's money. Okay, why do you think like you should spend it? Okay, so one of the reason why he imprisoned his father Shah Jahan, like there are a lot of reasons, but one of the reason why he imprisoned like Shah Jahan was like his father built this Taj Mahal with the public money. I mean, do you think like that should be the position Aurangzeb should have taken when it comes not about imprisoning Shah Jahan? That's very controversial topic. Okay, we are not going to talk about it, but we need to talk about whether he should have like okay, so banned this patronage to art and architecture, which was like usually given by the earlier rulers. All these like beautiful buildings, the manuscript paintings, okay, so like the literary works, okay, so like so many Arabic texts got translated in India, and like so many Indian texts got translated into Arabic. That happened in the court of so Akbar as well as Jahangir. Okay, so again, do you think the stance took by Aurangzeb was that right? No. Okay. Remember this story when we talk about Aurangzeb again. Okay, we are not going to cover this because he is anyways part of today's class itself. Okay, I'll be a bit faster. See, these stories are sort of connections you need to remember. And when we talk about those particular rulers in that particular dynasty, so like you should be a bit faster and like you should be able to connect it better. Okay, so ultimately you should remember the things, right? I told you like even during the period of Alauddin Khilji. Okay, so like Mongols attacked him twice. Okay, from 1300 to 1305. Okay, so he got attacked twice, Alauddin Khilji. Okay, so like he also built a Siri fort. And when you read about Alauddin Khilji, so one thing which you definitely should read is his market reforms. He actually like brought so many changes with respect to market reforms. Okay, and he also started Dag and Hulia system, where the branding of horses used to be done. Okay, and the faces used to get to note down. Okay, so like this Dag and Hulia system started by Alauddin Khilji. Huh? Dag. Dag. Tagh. Dag only, I guess. Okay, continue. Yeah, Dag only. Correct. You asked twice, so I got confused whether I'm telling it right or not. Okay. So like Dagan Pulia system. Also like with respect to market reforms. See, like this Siriford, and like he was one of the earliest king who paid the military soldiers completely in cash. Okay. So if there is inflation, okay, what is inflation? Where the prices of the things get increased. Okay, increase continuously. That is inflation. ಇವಾಗ 100 ರೂಪೀಸ್ಗೆ 1 kg ಆಪಲ್ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಅನ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ 200 ರೂಪೀಸ್ಗೆ 1 kg ಆಪಲ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಅನ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ? ಇನ್ಫ್ಲೇಷನ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಹಣದೊಬ್ಬರ ಅಂತ ಕರೀತಾರೆ ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಹಣದೊಬ್ಬರ ಆದ. ಓಕೆ, ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ ಅಲ್ಲ? So like the people, like even you must have heard presently, like whoever is getting the salary, so they'll be saying like, okay, because of inflation, so I'm not getting any savings. The common complaint amongst the people who are getting the salary. Okay, obviously, right? Before earlier, like he used to buy 1 kg of apple within just 100 rupees. Now, like he is buying 1 kg of apple in 200 rupees. It means like he can afford only half of the things. If he just have to spend 100 rupees, so like he will get half kg. Earlier, like he used to get 1 kg. Okay, so like that is inflation. Yeah. So, but again, because Alauddin Khilji is paying his soldiers with cash. Okay, so like these cash would not make sense if there is inflation. The soldiers will demand more cash. Okay, that's the reason he controlled markets. The market system was controlled by Alauddin Khilji. And we have also seen conquering of like so many kingdoms, Rajput kingdoms. So by this Alauddin Khilji. Okay, so he conquered Gujarat. Okay, so he also conquered Theogir. Theogir is nothing but so Daulatabad, Devgiri. Okay, so which is there in present day Maharashtra. Okay, so like then he conquered Malwa. We have come across a place called Chittor and Ranthambore. Okay, so like Chittor and Ranthambore in Rajasthan, Malwa in Madhya Pradesh. Okay, the first place he conquered was Gujarat. That's where like he met one of his slaves. His name is Malik Kafur. Okay, so like, and this was same Malik Kafur who rose into higher positions. And like, okay, so Alauddin Khilji sent armies with respect to like Alauddin Khilji sent the armies, okay, along with the Malik Kafur to southern kingdoms. You see Malik Kafur coming to Warangal. Okay, Warangal used to be the capital of Kakadiya dynasty. Okay, he also came to Dwarasamudra. There is Dwarasamudra. What is this kingdom called Dwarasamudra? Try to remember these terms, okay? Okay, Kakatiyas, Dwarasamudra. Dwarasamudra is nothing but like the Hoysala dynasty. Okay, they used to rule from a place called Beluru and Halebeedu, Karnataka. See, Karnataka history is so rich. You'll come across so many dynasties. Okay, so like there is Kadambas, there is Chalukyas, there is Western Gangas, there is Rashtrakutas. Okay, so like bit later, you'll come across Hoysalas. So like then, on top of all this, the greatest of all the dynasty is Vijayanagar. So like in this part of the Karnataka, it is also Bahmani. Correct. Okay, Bahmani's first capital was Gulbarga, the place you are living in. Okay, later the capital was got shifted to Bidar. Okay, so I told you, like, you need to know like your own history, right? So like this place, it's definitely a great historical place. I was talking about Warangal. Okay, so like military campaign was sent under the leadership of Malik Kafur. Okay, Malik Kafur's slave rose into higher position. Okay, so like this Malik Kafur again very cruel. The history has depicted him again. So let's not talk about the gender of Malik Kafur or other thing. Okay, so but let's just say he was really cruel ruler. You know how like you must have heard about something interesting called Kohinoor. Kohinoor diamond. Where is the Kohinoor diamond? Right now it is in London. So it must have been like Indian diamond, right? So which dynasty that has produced this beautiful Kohinoor diamond? No, it is not Mughals. Take a guess. Okay, I'll give you the hint. It was produced in South India. I can rub this right. Kohinoor diamond. No, It was produced in Kakatiya dynasty. Okay. So, and see, as you said, okay, it went into the hands of Mughals. Okay, Mughals were not the original producers of this Kohinoor diamond. Okay, so don't write it. You won't get question about Kohinoor. Obviously, why UPSC will bother you with respect to Kohinoor diamond? So like Kohinoor is something which is there in the popular culture now. You must have heard about Kohinoor. But I'm just telling you, like, okay, so like, what is this Kohinoor? So like, because I was talking about Malik Kafur, okay, so like, I just remembered Kohinoor. Like Kohinoor, okay, so like, it was produced in the Kakatiya dynasty. From there, like I told you, like this Malik Kafur came into South India. Okay, so he defeated Warangal, he defeated Dwarasamudra rulers. He went up to Madurai. Okay, that is in present day Tamil Nadu. He defeated the Tamil rulers who were ruling at that place as well. He subjugated all of them. Okay. Then like he got his hands to the Kohinoor. He took that Kohinoor to the Delhi. Okay. Now Kohinoor is with Delhi Sultanates. Okay. Now means like in after Malik Kafur taking it. Not now in 2025. Now like our greatest patrons. Okay. So like the heroes, the Britishers, they have took away. I will tell you. Okay, so then like from Delhi Sultanates, it went to the Mughals hands. Okay, from Mughals hand, you will come across a person called Ahmad Shah Abdali, Nadir Shah and Ahmad Shah Abdali. So like they were again Afghan rulers who came to India in 1730s and 1760s. Okay, from there like it went to the hands of those people. Adadmele, like you will come across a Sikh leader, not Sikh, SICK, SIKH, Sikh leader. Okay, so like that is Ranjit Singh. So like then it was with Ranjit Singh. Adadmele, like there is one treaty. Okay, within the treaty, so like after death of Ranjit Singh, okay, his 10-year son was ruling. Okay. Britishers made a treaty with the 10-year son and they took away the diamond. It is still with them. We are also asking the same. Okay, as you said, okay, why shouldn't we take it back? So we are also asking, like, okay, give us back our diamond. It is ours. They are saying it's not a stolen property, bro. Okay, we have got it through a contract. Okay, it's a legal contract. That's where we have exchanged it. Okay, if it's stolen, we can actually ask it back. There must have been like the within the court, there will be other elders who will be present. But see, you need to understand whenever negotiation happens, negotiation again the person, okay, who is a bit stronger, okay, he will get his way here. Okay, so like Britishers were really strong during that time. Okay, so like this 10-year-old, obviously, okay, he didn't had any leverage to play. Okay, so he had to accept the terms which were put by Britishers because that happened after the Anglo-Sikh wars, and like English people, they emerged victorious in that war. We're asking the same. Okay, that is our Kohinoor diamond. Give us back. They're not ready to give it back. Not just Kohinoor diamond. Okay, so we know stupas are beautiful structures. See Sanchi stupa. Okay, like there is one more stupa called Amravati stupa. Within that Amravati stupa, so like there is something called Toranas. Okay, the outside structure. Within the Toranas, there will be Chataka stories. Chataka is like popular stories that have been depicted. Okay, one of the popular story you can think of, like elephant entering into the womb of Buddha's mother. Okay, so like this Jataka stories, like there are a lot of Jataka stories that have been that used to be depicted on this Torana, like Toranas. Okay, so like the outside gates of the Supas. British found it very interesting. They cut that like okay gates. Okay, they loaded into like their ships and they took it away. Arey chanagide alla. Okay, why not take it to our country? Okay, not just that. Okay, so like you, in Vijayanagar Empire, you'll come across the music pillars. Curiosity, we also understand. Okay, so like now I don't think like the same kind of sound is coming out if you hit the pillars. Okay, now it needs to be protected. Okay, so otherwise, Indian peoples as well. They don't take it to home, but they'll definitely destroy it. See, like there have been a lot of stories. Okay, how Hampi got destroyed. I mean, even in the present day times. So like it is our like see, it becomes our duty as a citizens to protect these monuments. Okay, to act and behave responsibly. This music killer also. Okay, so like they got curious. Okay, how the sound is coming out. Yeah, we must be so like they like actually cut the pillars to see like okay what is there inside it. They thought like okay so it's not a solid structure, it's a hollow structure ಒಳಗಡೆ ಏನಾದ್ರೂ ಹಾಕಿರ್ತಾರೆ ಅದರಿಂದ ಸೌಂಡ್ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ. They cut that whole pillar but it was a solid structure. Okay, so then how the sound must be coming out? Curious now. If it's a solid structure, if it's just a rock, okay, rock ಕಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಹೇಗೆ ಸೌಂಡ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಟಚ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ? Again they must be ahead with respect to chemistry. Okay, so like history gives you that opportunity where you can learn if things get destroyed. If it's not learned, we lose a lot of wisdom, lot of knowledge, lot of applications. We have talked about Mehuli iron pillar as well. Okay, so we'll come back. So we are talking about what's the time? Okay, so we'll come back to Delhi Sultanate. Okay, we are talking about Khilji Dynasty. We are talking about Khilji Dynasty. So we talked about Alauddin Khilji and Malik Kafur. They both belong to Khilji Dynasty. Okay, so like then, okay, so like it was Alauddin Khilji's son, okay, who became the next king of Khilji Dynasty. Okay, so like the next dynasty that came along, so its name is Tughlaq Dynasty. Okay, so who is the founder of Tughlaq Dynasty? You can see there, Ghiyasuddin Tughlaq. So you must come across a book called Tughlaq Nama. Tughlaq Nama, written by Amir Khusro. Okay, so like it is based on the story of founder of Tughlaq Dynasty, that is Ghiyasuddin Tughlaq, not based on Muhammad bin Tughlaq. Okay, Muhammad bin Tughlaq, as you can see here, ruled for long, 26 years. Here, like Ghiyasuddin Tughlaq ruled only for 5 years. Okay, so but like the Tughlaq Nama is a story based on Ghiyasuddin Tughlaq, written by Amir Khusro. We have come across this Amir Khusro, right? Who is also called as the Tota of India, Parrot of India. I told you in yesterday's class, Qawwali. Qawwali has a songs. Okay, that again, he is called as the original father with respect to Qawwalis. Okay, and Ranthambore, we have come across a personality called Hamira Deva. Alauddin Khilji took Khusro to the court of Hamira Deva, okay, to describe about the things he can see. And there he actually like described this Ranthambore port. Okay, see, ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಏನಕ್ಕೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ ಸ್ಟೋರಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ again one thing. Amir Khusro is a contemporary of Alauddin Khilji as well as Ghiyasuddin Tughlaq. This is how you have to remember the things, okay? The stories are connecting points, but ultimately you have to remember the facts. Exam only, like it will be the factual things that will have like impact and help you clear this exam. Okay, so and Muhammad bin Tughlaq is called as the mad ruler. Okay, the reason is okay, so like he जो भी अच्छा करने जाता था ये बुरा ही होता था. He always used to think and do well. So like you see, after Balban, okay, his son Bughra Khan, he is controlling Bengal region. Okay, I told you he didn't come back. Okay, this Bengal was not part of Delhi Sultanate, no. Okay, so like it was Ghiyasuddin Tughlaq, okay, who went and who defeated the Bengal rulers, who made like Bengal part of Delhi Sultanate. That's a huge story, no? So like your ruler, okay, was able to control that place, which hadn't been okay your part now. You have won that war. Okay, so like the people all very happy. Okay, so then like they wanted to celebrate. So like heroes will get always like war heroes will get a huge welcome. Okay, so think how we treated our soldiers. just after like this Operation Sindoor. So like we have given a lot of respect to our soldiers, right? So in the olden times as well, when like someone used to win war, okay, so like then the people would be happy. They would be giving them grand welcomes. Okay, so like the person who was in charge of taking this whole arrangement, it was like okay, Ghiyasuddin Tughlaq's son, that is Muhammad bin Tughlaq. Okay, it's a good story, right? So like he was in charge of the arrangements. Okay, he needed to take care of things. He arranged the whole stages and everything, but like there was sort of elephant attack and everything fell down. Okay, so acha to karna tha plan. He wanted to do good, but because like the fell, like everything fell down, including the stage. Okay, so like there was utter chaos within that function, within the program. So like then unfortunately this okay, after winning a war, Ghiyasuddin Tughlaq died in that incident. अच्छा करना था. Okay, so but बुरा हो गया. That is the story of Muhammad bin Tughlaq. Okay, so like you can see, like okay, from the starting itself, you wanted to do good. Okay, so couldn't able to. Okay, so like always you can see that, right? So again, he spent okay. So like this, he spent time in Deoghir. Okay, first he loses with respect to what do you say? This Warangal dynasty. Okay, he faced the like what do you say? Like he lost. Okay, when like okay he went to conquer this Warangal dynasty. Okay, he wasn't able to conquer it. Okay, so like then when he became the king, I told you like okay, so like after death of Ghiyasuddin Tughlaq, it was Muhammad bin Tughlaq who took the charge. This Muhammad bin Tughlaq, okay, so like he wanted to shift the capital. You know what is the capital of India? Delhi, which is the first dynasty that took Delhi as a capital. Yesterday's class we have talked about this. That is Tomar dynasty. Tomars. We have talked about a person called Anandpal Tomar. Okay, so like Delhi is in the actually so northern part of India, right? If you see Delhi, where is Delhi? Okay, this is present a full India. You have to be very careful when drawing map. You can't show the map that where Kashmir is not our part. People will start telling, okay, so what the teacher is doing. Kashmir is integral part of it. I believe as well. Okay, Kashmir is this map is not good. I'm just trying to show you the present day boundaries of the India state. Okay, so like this, where is Delhi? Delhi is here. Okay, you can see Delhi. Okay, so like it's in the northern part, right? So what he thought is, as a capital city, so like Delhi shouldn't be in the northern part. I mean, capital shouldn't be in the northern part. Okay, capital should be in the central part. Okay, when you are in the central part, okay, ಎಲ್ರಿಗೂ ಹತ್ರ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಎಲ್ಲ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್ಗೂ ತುಂಬಾ ಈಸಿಯಾಗಿ ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. That's what he thought. Okay, so he shifted the capital to this from Delhi. So like he shifted the capital to Daulatabad. Okay, the problem was not shifting of the capital. Okay, the idea is good. The idea was to just arrange a program and give a grand welcome to his father. Idea was good. The execution was wrong. Okay, here again, idea was good. Execution wrong. Okay, he said like shifting the capital idea, okay, good. Okay, but the problem that happened was along with like shifting the capital, he shifted like many of the nobles. Okay, that was not easy, right? So nobles, like so many department people, like if all of them had to be shifted, okay, so like in that scorching heat, now like just the way like you can see in the present day time, okay, the things which you see in the present day time, okay, so like there are like transportation system which is very well developed. ಅವಾಗೆಲ್ಲಿರ್ತಿತ್ತು three. Then they needed to walk, and you know like how king will walk. Milwaukee is like there will be some other people who will be carrying king, right? Okay, so like but the common people had to walk. Okay, so when like he was walking, so many people died. When like so many people, see, he should have just shifted the capital, not told all the people to shift back to Daulatabad. And then he understood, so if I come back to Daulatabad, I won't be able to concentrate on the northwestern part. So like he again shifted capital. So this Daulatabad, the plan is not working. Let's go back to Delhi again. Again, when he shifted, he made like other nobles, okay, and other officials to shift with him. Again, so many people take. Idea good, execution bad. Okay. ನಿಮ್ದು ಕೂಡ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ಪ್ರಿಪೇರ್ ಆಗ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಯು ವಿಲ್ ಆಲ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ದ ಗ್ರೇಟ್ ಐಡಿಯಾಸ್. Okay, so like this day I'll wake up at this time, I'll like read 10 hours a day. Okay, so you'll have grandiose ideas, right, when you start for like your preparation. But okay, if the execution is wrong, so like then all these ideas doesn't matter to anything, it won't amount to anything. Okay, so like that's why it is important to be consistent when you are preparing for the exams. Okay, we can't become Mohammed bin Tughlaq in our lives. Okay, we want to become those persons whose execution is also good, not just ideas. Okay, so okay, so like again, like there is one more failed experiment that is done by Mohammed bin Tughlaq. Okay, that is token currency experiment. Earlier, like the coins, they used to be like gold coins, silver coins. Okay, he said, how can we get unlimited gold and silver? That is not possible. Rather, let's get copper coins, this token currency. So like he got the copper. Copper is like easily available, no, compared to gold and silver. Okay, so he said like, okay, we'll make coins with respect to copper. But ultimately that didn't lead to success. Because like people started counterfeiting it. Counterfeit ಅಂತ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಸೊ ಅದನ್ನ ಡೂಪ್ಲಿಕೇಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು, ಅವರೇ ಪ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ಸೊ ಅದನ್ನ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಚೇಂಜ್ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು. ಓಕೆ, ಸಿ money like right now what we have, so it's also a token currency, but the money works because like counterfeiting is not allowed. Okay, if you do it, like the police will come and like, they will arrest you. Okay, and money also works because if you see like anyone has note, okay, so like there you might be seeing like the governor of RBI who would be writing, who would have written that I promise to pay the bearer, like whatever the rupees that will be, so like that will be like written on every notes, right? It means like, okay, RBI governor is taking the responsibility. It's fine, I don't need the rupees, but you might have seen that might have written. See, that's why like the present day also it's a paper currency. The value of the paper is so cheap, but 500 rupees, okay, as a note will have so much of value. Okay, that is token currency. Okay, so token currency shouldn't be counterfeited, then it will lose its value. You'll see like, okay, so many people started counterfeiting the currency. Okay, there was no means to control this. Idea was good, and he was not the first ruler. This experiment was already done in like China and other places. Idea again good. Okay, execution wrong. Okay, he couldn't control the counterfeit. Okay, so like that also became the failed experiment. Okay, so like you will also come across a foreign ruler. Okay, so like his name is Ibn Battuta. Okay, so like he was a Moroccan. Where is Morocco? Mexico. No, which country? Like which continent? I am asking you. Morocco itself is a country. No, it's not in Europe. It's an African country. Okay, so see in the world map, try to learn about like one country on one day, like every day, like try to learn about one country, one capital, where it is situated in the globe. Okay, over a period of next 100 days, you might have known about so many countries. Okay, so that's how like you can learn maps. Like if you try to learn everything in a one day, so like you won't be able to get the things. Okay, so like he has written a book called Rihala. Okay, this Moroccan writer, okay, whose name is Ibn Battuta, he rose to the higher position. Okay, he like rose to the judicial position as well in the court of Mohammed bin Tughlaq. He came to India in the court of Mohammed bin Tughlaq. Okay, he also occupied Khorasan and Iraq. Okay, so the plan was to occupy Khorasan and Iraq because he wanted to make it scientific frontier. Again, couldn't get succeeded. Look here, it's fine. Okay, so like there is he also wanted to do Kurachil expedition. So like this Kurachil is in Puman Hills. Okay, so like this is northwestern part of India. Okay, so like this is here, Kuman Hills. It is there in Uttarakhand. Okay, present day Uttarakhand. This Kuman Hills. Okay, so like is part of UPSC. So many questions. Try to read more about Kuman Hills. Okay, so like geographically, every year like they are exploring this Kuman Hills. Okay, what are the national parks that are available near the Kuman Hills? Okay, all these questions are getting asked. And okay, he started a agriculture department. Okay, other information are not that important. Oh, look here. It's fine. So he also started agriculture department. This information try to remember. We have come across a person where military department was started. Okay, so like what is the name of the person who started military department? Balban. So which is the department? Divanai Rich. Okay, so like now we have come across a person who is starting a agriculture department. Okay, so like this name is Divanai Koi. Okay, as you can see, 1225, sorry, 1325 and 1350, 1351. That's the ruling of Muhammad bin Tughlaq. When like okay, he was the Sultanate of Delhi. Okay, two dynasties started in South India. Okay, so like their name is Vijayanagar and Bahmani Sultans. So like they are going to be the topic of today's class that you will see like right after these topics. Like this Delhi Sultanate's topic, once it gets completed, we'll move on to the Vijayanagar and Bahmani Sultans. Okay, so Vijayanagar, so it started in the year 1336 and Bahmani Kingdom started in the 1347. It coincided so during the reign of Muhammad bin Tughlaq, there is a story as well. Muhammad bin Tughlaq, he pursued like he came up to Kampli. Kampli is it is there near to Hampi. Okay, presently Hospete or Vijayanagara. Okay, so like the reason was two Muslims they were again trying to escape. Okay, and like this Vijayanagara dynasty rulers, they have given the asylum for the two Muslim nobles. That was not liked by Muhammad bin Tughlaq. He came up to Kampli and he ransacked Kampli. Okay, if the question which can be asked in the exam, who is the ruler? Okay, who came up to Kampli and ransacked Kampli? Like that is in 1300s. Okay, 1330s. So the answer for that question is Muhammad bin Tughlaq. Okay. I mean, there are a lot of stories as well. After that incident, so like the founders of Vijayanagar dynasty, look here. Okay, so I'll give you the time to write. There is nothing to write here. Okay, so you just need to build sort of connections. Okay. So like I told you, like he came up to complete. Okay, so you know what happened after that? He has imprisoned the founders of the complete, founders of the Hampi dynasty, Vijayanagar dynasty. Okay, so that is Hakka and Bukka. They are like fondly called as Hakka and Bukka. Hakka Raya as well Bukka Raya. Okay, like this Hakka is nothing but Hariyara one. Hariyara one. Okay, so like they were jailed. They told to like if you want to like continue, if you want to leave, okay, so like convert your religion. Okay, I mean according to one story, when they were in jail, they did convert. From there, they escaped. Once like they came back to Karnataka again. Okay, so like they converted back to Hinduism. Okay, once like they converted back to Hinduism. So under the Vidyaranya, okay, that was the sage, like that was the saint that has guided like these two people, Karaya as well as Bukaraya. So this Vijayanagara like empire started. Okay, so things are connected. You can connect these things. Okay, so like you can connect the Vijayanagar dynasty rulers with respect to Kakatiya dynasty as well. Okay, according to one story, so it was Kakatiya rulers. I mean, like these people were ministers. Like I told you about like Hakka and Bukka, right? The founders of Vijayanagar Empire. Okay, so like these people were ministers in the court of Kakatiya dynasties. Later, they started their own kingdom. Okay, so that kingdom is called as Vijayanagar kingdom. Okay, fine. So ultimately, in the year 1351, he died. Okay, so when he died, historians said that okay, people were freed from Sultan, king, and the king is freed from people. Okay, so they got rid of each other in a funny way. Okay, I mean, people wanted him to die like, because all the expeditions, okay, so all the experiment that he took place weren't successful. The idea was good, the execution was bad. So that's the story of Muhammad bin Tughlaq. Okay. So after Muhammad bin Tughlaq, who is the person who ruled Delhi? It is Firoz Shah Tughlaq. Firoz Shah Tughlaq is a cousin of Muhammad bin Tughlaq. Okay. So see here you can see that Firoz Shah Tughlaq was lenient compared to Muhammad bin Tughlaq. Okay. And see, I talked about jizya tax, the tax on Hindus. Okay, that was imposed during the Aurangzeb's period. Okay, but he was not the first. As you can see here, okay, jizya tax is also imposed by Firoz Shah Tughlaq. Okay, Firoz Shah Tughlaq kuda jizya tax na impose madirtane. Okay, but it wasn't imposed on everybody. For example, women and children, they were exempted. Okay, jizya tax mostly imposed on Hindus. But like if the woman is Hindu, like then also like she didn't need to pay this jizya tax. Okay, understood here until here. Okay, so like he abolished extreme capital punishment that we will come across when you study about Muhammad bin Tughlaq. Okay, so like he made Iqta system hereditary. We have seen Iqta system in the period of Iltutmish. I told you. Okay, so like it's land revenue is given. Okay, but you need to provide the military service. But this Iqta system during Iltutmish, it wasn't hereditary. It became hereditary later. Okay, here like you can see. Okay, it became hereditary. There is Department of Charity. Okay, so like that is Divanai Khairiyat. You might have heard a song as well, no? Yeah, Khairiyat. Khairiyat is huh? What is Khairiyat? Khairat. What is Khairat? Charity. Yeah, okay. There is, I thought like, okay, I got confused with one more song. Like, okay, there is Arjit Singh song is there. That is different, the word. Okay, so like this Khairat is charity. Okay, I thought one and the same. Okay, so like there is slight difference then. Okay, so like then army administration here also like he had made it. Okay, hereditary. Okay, and this you need to remember, if there is a person who repaired and who dug a number of canals that has been built, that is nothing but Firoz Shah Tughlaq. Okay, so you will come across that he owned a lot of slaves. According to one number, he owned more than 1 lakh slaves. That two young boys as slaves. Okay, and like these young boys used to work in royal kharkhanas. Okay, so like royal kharkhana where they used to produce the things that is needed for king. I have talked about like costly shoes. Okay, so like this guy had a very costly shoes. Okay, so that must have been okay produced by these people, the young slaves, which he recruited. We come across like more than 1 lakh people. I mean, more than 1 lakh people as slaves. Okay. This is the map of India. Okay, under Tughlaqs. As you can see. Okay, so like they controlled most of Indian territories. Okay, they controlled most of Indian territories. And see, recently there was a controversy as well. Okay, so like you will come across an actor called as Saif Ali Khan. He has named his son Taimur. People were not happy. The reason was because Taimur was one of the Mongol rulers who claimed like who came to India and who invaded India. People, you must like you know about this Saif Ali Khan, right? Might have heard, seen songs, movies or something. Okay, so like this Saif Ali Khan, he has named his son Taimur, but people were not happy because Taimur was the person who came to India, who invaded India in the year 1598. Okay, so again, there will be a lot of sentiments that will be involved. So like people were questioning why like she should name his son as Taimur. Okay, so do you think like it should be a personal choice, or do you think he should have made sure that sentiments of the people shouldn't have hurt? Anyways, we are going to move ahead. Okay, so like the Taimur attacked India. See, what is the time period of Muhammad bin Tughlaq? 1326 to 1351. Firoz Shah Tughlaq 1351 to 1388. Okay, so like he attacked in 1398. It means, okay, when he attacked India, so the rulers were not Muhammad bin Tughlaq and Firuz Shah Tughlaq. Okay, so this, just keep that in mind. This is, as you can see, like this is India, right? This is India. So like this is northwestern part of India. Here, like up to here, like okay, it was invasion of Timur. Like this is Timur's invasion. Like he has invaded a lot of places. Okay. After I told you, like after the Tughlaqs, the people like okay who ruled India next, it was Sayyids. Okay. So like the founder of Sayyid dynasty, that is Kijar Khan. Okay. Kijar Khan. Kijar Khan. Like the spelling is here. Okay. So this he is the founder. Okay, so like he used to be the commander within the like ruling of within the army of Timur. Okay, so this what is the like pronunciation? Kizar. That's what I said. No, this Kizar, like okay, this Kizar Khan. Okay, he used to be a commander in the forces of Timur. Okay, after death of Timur, okay, he became the founder of the dynasty and like he started controlling Delhi. Okay, so like as you can see here, earlier, like in the period of Tughlaq, like most of the places were controlled, right? Here, okay, so like the Sayyid dynasty controlled only Delhi and like the surrounding places. Okay, and he, because he was like ruling on behalf of Timur, he didn't call himself king. Okay, the next king, okay, that is Mubarak Shah. He called himself the like royal king, whereas Kizar Khan just actually like used to like rule in the name of Timur. Okay, but like his son Mubarak Shah, like he used to call himself the king. Okay, the last ruler, like this dynasty is not that important. Okay, so like it's just for chronology, you have to remember. Okay, this Alauddin Shah. Okay, he is the last ruler. Okay, so like he actually like okay given up his positions. Okay, instead of he didn't even fight. He was not interested to rule. Okay, he consumed himself in pleasure. There is some quote given by again Friedrich Nietzsche. When you don't have a purpose, okay, you distract yourself in privilege. Correct. When we have purpose, we will be running behind purpose. This person didn't have any purpose. Okay, so he himself like gave up the position of king, and like that led to decline and start of the Lodi dynasty. Okay, so like the founder of Lodi dynasty is Balul Lodi. Okay, so like this Sikandar Lodi, he is also considered one of the great king of Lodi dynasty. He shifted the capital to Agra. All these days, like you have seen that capital has been in Delhi. Okay, now the capital has been shifted to Agra. Okay, so again, like there is discipline and administration, and he also translated Sanskrit works. Okay, so like the last ruler of Lodi dynasty is Ibrahim Lodi. Okay, so I told you about first battle of Panipat, right? Okay, so like first battle of Panipat held between two rulers, Ibrahim Lodi and Babar. Okay, in that, okay, Babar must have emerged victorious, right? Because you will see that Mughal started to rule. Mughal started to rule after this person. Okay, so like here he lost. Okay, how he lost? When we start to talk about Mughals, we'll talk about that. Okay, this Sikandar Lodi, Ibrahim Lodi, and Balul Lodi. Okay, this makes the end again. So even the Lodi dynasty were controlling very smaller portion compared to Tughlaqs as well as Khiljis. They control almost whole of India, right? The Khiljis and Tughlaq. Whereas Sayyids and Tughlaqs were controlling Delhi and its surrounding areas. Okay. So after seeing the map, like you were able to understand this much. Okay. Shall we move ahead? So we'll move once. Like what do you want to like chronology? Like okay, Bhallu Lodi, Sikandar Lodi, and Ibrahim Lodi. The chronology is simple. Okay, 51 to 89, 89 to 1717 to 26. 1517 to 1526. 1526 is the year first battle of Panipat took place. So who emerged victorious? Mughals. Like that whole story, like okay, how Mughals came into power, we'll talk about that. Okay, when we start like Mughals dynasty. So like that is anyways part of today's class. Okay, so all these stories, okay, on one side, the most important thing will be the questions. Okay, we'll just see the questions that have been asked. Please try to answer the questions. It was during the reign of Iltutmish that Genghis Khan reached the Indus in pursuit of a fugitive Khwarizmi prince. Right? Correct? Okay. It was during the reign of Muhammad bin Tughlaq that Taimur occupied Multan and crossed the Indus. What is the time period of Muhammad bin Tughlaq? 13? 1351. When did Taimur attack India? 1398. Okay, so there is a difference. It means this is not right statement. Okay, so can we get answer just by removing that? This is gone, this is gone, because like second statement is there. Either like answer should be A or C. Okay, so we don't know, like we haven't read about C, but like we have read about A. That is definitely true. Okay, Iltutmish period alle banda tha na. Like Genghis Khan, like he would have attacked India, but Iltutmish said no to the Khwarizmi prince. Okay, so like then the answer must be 1. Okay. It was during the reign of Devaraya II of Vijayanagar Empire that Vasco da Gama reached. No, actually, when you read about this Vijayanagar Dynasty, Vasco da Gama reached in the year 1498. Okay, so this year you must be knowing. Okay, history books must have highlighted this year. Okay, when Vasco da Gama came to India, but the time period of Devaraya II was like 1450s. Okay, there is a difference. Okay, it was not during the reign of Devaraya II. Okay, ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ ಏನ್ರಿ? Okay, what should be the answer? Option 1. I told you, like, see, this question was asked very recently. What, 2 years back or 1 year back? That's it. That's why the way you study the contemporaries, so have a huge role how much marks you can get in this exam. Okay, so the first Mongol invasion of India happened during the reign of Jalaluddin Khalji. First Mongol invasion. No, already like Balban has fought a war. So like first statement is wrong. During the reign of Alauddin Khilji, one Mongol. See, okay, let's just. This option is gone. This option is gone. 2 only, 3 only. Okay, so what is 3? Statement 3. Muhammad bin Tughlaq temporarily lost portion of northwest of his kingdom to Mongols. No, Mongols didn't attack during the period of Tughlaq. No, like they attacked during the period of Tughlaq dynasty, not during the Muhammad bin Tughlaq's time period. Okay, so the third statement is wrong. Okay, and during the reign of Alauddin Khilji, one Mongol assault marched up to Delhi and besieged the city. I told you, okay, in the period of Khilji's, so 2 times, like especially Alauddin Khilji's time. Okay, so like 2 times Mongols attacked. Okay, so Delhi. Okay, so answer is 2 only. This we haven't talked. Banjaras during the medieval period of Indian history were generally they were traders. How do you didn't know about this?
So Banjara means they won't live on the same place.
Yeah, so Banjaras, okay, it means like they won't stay in a single place. Earlier, like okay, what they used to do is they used to like load huge caravans. Okay, so like the things that is needed and like needed by the people, and like okay, they move from one place to another place, so by selling the things. Okay, so like these Banjaras were nothing but traders. So like we again, like this is UPSC PVQ. Okay, like I would have talked about traders. So because it was during the period of Alauddin Khilji, so like this term will come along, the Banjaras. Okay, but here like we have to move ahead as well. Okay, so because we have only 6 days to cover like entire like ancient as well as medieval. Okay, so like that's why I don't have the scope to discuss complete history in detail. Otherwise, like it would have been a lot slower. Okay, so it's skeleton for you. Once you understand that, okay, so like the inside elements you can fill it up later as well. Okay, how did Sultan Qutbuddin Aibak die? He died after a fall from Mars while playing Chowgan. This I told you. There are two tragic deaths in like amongst Indian kings. One is Kutubuddin Aibar playing horse polo. Okay, so like after like falling from horse, and like there is one more ruler. Okay, that is son of Babar, Humayun. Okay, he fell from a library. That's how he died. Again, tragic death. We'll talk about Humayun in today's class, anyways. The answer is option D. Okay. So with reference to medieval Indian rulers, which one of the following statement is correct? Okay.
First option is wrong because it is Balban.
Balban. Okay. Balban introduced the branding system of horses in his system, in his military. That is dog. Dog is associated with who? No, not Tughlaq. It is with respect to Alauddin Khilji. Okay. So like this is wrong. Muhammad bin Tughlaq was succeeded by his uncle to the throne. Cousin, not the uncle. Okay. It is cousin. So like third statement is also wrong. Then like last statement, Firoz Shah Tughlaq set up a separate department of slaves. Okay, so like that is true. I told you we talked about this just recently. He had more than 1 lakh slaves. Okay, and these slaves used to work in royal khanas. Okay, so can you see like what they are trying to do here? How like okay, so options will be set up. It is actually like Balban. Okay, first set up a separate Arits department. It become right statement. It's Alauddin Khilji. Okay, so introduce the branding system for horses in this military. It becomes a right statement. Both are wrong statements now. Okay, they've just played subtly. Vice versa, subtle placements. See, this is how like okay, examiner will try to play with your brain. I talk about it, right? The closeness of the option decides how difficult the question is. Not just the question, the closeness of the option. This is the trait you need to like learn. See, passing exam, why the focus is required. So if you don't pay attention, like okay, while reading this statement in the exam hall, okay, exam hall, like when you are sitting in the exam hall, it's not just about how much knowledge you have. It's about like okay, focus and concentration as well. Because otherwise, like you'll miss these things. Now, like you have just read one topic. Okay, so like for like preparing exam, okay, there is history. Within history again, like you have to read all the topics. Just that like we have read it like in tomorrow, like yesterday as well as today. So you might be able to remember this. But like imagine once like you have to read polity, economy, geography, current affairs, okay, science and technology, environment, history, as well as like other subjects, then go to the exam, all right. So like there, don't you think like if you don't have focus and concentration, you'll miss this thing because they are very subtle. Okay, so Mongols under Genghis Khan invaded India under whose reign? No, no. Genghis Khan, Iltutmish. Okay, I think it makes the end of questions. No, okay, so like there is one more question. Still questions are there. Yeah, last two questions. On the death of which Muslim ruler of Delhi, a historian Badoni said, the king was freed from his people and them from their king. It is Muhammad bin Tughlaq, a guy with a lot of failed experiments. Okay, token currency experiment failed. The change of capital failed. Okay, so like wanted to have northwestern frontier as a scientific frontier that failed. Okay, so like first thing itself, wanted to like giving a grandiose welcome to his father after winning the war. Okay, so like after actually conquering Bengal, that also a failed experiment. All these are like failed experiments of Muhammad bin Tughlaq. Okay, so this try to answer like okay, arrival of Portuguese in India. So like it happened because of no like when did arrival of Portuguese in India happened? I told you about a person. We have just like seen the question, no? Chitak. Yeah. So like it was during the Devaraya too of Vijayanagar Empire that Vasco da Gama reached the coast of Kerala. So was it like during the like reign of Devaraya too? I told you. So it was not because like Vasco da Gama reached India in 1498. Okay, so like the reign of Devaraya was 1450s. Okay, so like there is a time lag. Okay, so 1498 is the year when Portuguese reached India. Okay, so like this, can you try to what is the death of Firuz Tughlaq? When it must have happened. So at least tell me the centuries. 1388. That is the year. Okay, when he died. So what about like arrival of Portuguese in India? 1498. So like what about construction of Qutub Minar? See, I told you Qutub Minar started by Qutbuddin Aibak, but it is finished in the reign of Iltutmish. What is the time period of Iltutmish? 1211 to 1236. This is the time period around 1220. So like this Qutub Minar got completed. Okay. Then reign of Krishna Devaraya of Vijayanagara. So it happened in the year 1509 to 1529. It is the reign of Krishna Devaraya. So okay, so like two, then
Death of Firoz Shah.
four,
Then arrival of Portuguese.
three,
Then reign of Krishna Devaraya.
reign of Krishna Devaraya. So what should be the answer? Which option?
4, 3.
2431. That is option A. So can you understand? Okay, how UPSC is playing with things? Okay, one thing which they will definitely play is chronologies. Okay, timeline. And with respect to this Delhi Sultanates, so try to remember all the events. Okay, so with respect to Mongols that happened in the Delhi Sultanates. Okay, just make a table, no? So Delhi Sultanate ruler and what kind of Mongol attacks happened? Only two things. Make a table because it will start from Iltutmish, continued from Balban, continued in Balban's period. Okay, even Jalaluddin Khilji's period it continued. Okay, so like then Alauddin Khilji's period it continued. Okay, so like then 1398. Okay, Timur came. Okay, so like during Tughlaq dynasty, so it won't be like Muhammad bin Tughlaq as well as Firoz Shah Tughlaq. Okay, so like there is, I think Muhammad Nasiruddin Tughlaq will be the ruler when Timur invades India. Okay, so it was in the year 1898. No, like can you see like there are so many events, so like they can create a number of wrong statements. Just like okay, using these boxes, okay, using permutation and combination techniques, they can create a number of wrong statements. Okay, if you have the clarity, you'll be able to get it. And like the first few questions, these are the old questions, okay, which I have showed you. But the first few questions that we have seen, that were like very recent questions. Mm. This they must have asked in 22 or 23. Yeah. This again, so like this question has been asked in 23, 24. Okay, only one year back. Now, like this is becoming a emerging theme. Okay, they can ask a question. You need to be careful when you are reading about this. Okay, so I told you we have to talk about the next dynasty that came along. Need break, or shall we like continue and take break a bit later? No, like anyways, like there are three topics that we need to cover today. One like Vijayanagar Bahamani. So then we have to move on to like Mughals. Then like okay, if time permits, we'll talk about Imperial Cholas. Okay. Anyways, like Imperial Cholas, I told you 2024 itself, they have asked a question, mains question. And also like this Sangol, okay, huge controversial thing happened. Not just that. Okay. You will come across a ruler within the Imperial Cholas. His name is Rajendra Chola. Okay. So it was in the year 1024. Okay. He came up to North India. Okay. He was able to defeat North Indian rulers. and he took the water of Ganga, and like okay, he built a town called Gangaikonda Cholapuram. Gangaikonda Cholapuram. Okay, and it's 1,000 years now. It happened in 2024. Now, like okay, 2024, like just happened last year. These event becomes very important because like it's been 1,000 years. So like you should try to know about like this dynasty. Like recently, okay, so just within 2 months or so, like within I think like in the month of August. Okay. So like Indian Express released a special article with respect to Imperial Cholas. So if time permits, we'll talk about Imperial Cholas. Or else, okay, we'll finish our discussion with respect to Vijayanagar and Mughals. Okay. I told you Mughals will see only the earliest rulers, not the later rulers. Okay. Later rulers we'll cover it when we will be covering modern India. Okay. So this Delhi Sultanates have been understood. Okay. So like you can tell the proper chronology now. Okay. So somewhat you can tell it. Okay. So is Muhammad bin Tughlaq's reign first or Alauddin Khilji's reign first? Is Alauddin Khilji's reign first or Jalaluddin Khilji's reign first? Jalaluddin Khilji's reign first or mm, what should I say? Ghiyasuddin Tughlaq's reign first.
Sure.
Jalaluddin Khilji. Jalaluddin Khilji's reign first or Balban's reign first? Balban. Balban's reign first or Rajia Sultan's reign first? Rajia Sultan. Rajia Sultan's reign first or Aram Shah's reign first? Aram Shah. Aram Shah's reign first or Iltutmish's reign first? Okay. Aram Shah's reign first or Balban's reign first? Aram Shah. Okay. Don't get confused. Just because like for last three questions, the answer was Aram Shah. Okay. So you need to be clear. Okay. So is the timeline clear? Like got to know like few aspects of the personalities. Okay. So like we have got to know about Alauddin Khilji. Okay. So like how many places he conquered. Okay. What kind of personality he was. Okay. He introduced this Dhag and Hulia system. Okay, Dhag is branding of horses. Okay, and also we came across his market reforms. I told you, so he was the one like okay who started paying salaries in full, like salaries in money. In terms of money, see other rulers were not paying the salaries to soldiers completely through money. Okay, he was the one who started giving properly salary, and like it was all completely through money system. Okay, so ನೀ ಮನಿ ಕೊಡ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ okay they need to purchase the similar items in the similar cost. If not, they will demand higher salary. But our guy here, so he cannot okay give the higher salary. That's why like what he did was he controlled inflation. Remember the example of getting 1 kg apple in 100 rupees. Okay. So like if people get only half kg apple in 100 rupees, people won't be happy, especially soldiers. They will say, so Sultan, you need to increase or give me more salary. Okay. So like then it is more burden on Sultan. Giving more salary means, okay, rather than he increasing the salary, what he did was control the market. Okay. So like that can be a question that can be asked. Okay, so the market reforms that have been brought about by Alauddin Khilji. Okay, there were separate departments. For food grains, there was separate department. For luxury items, there was separate department. Okay, so and even the traders, they needed to be registered themselves first. Okay, so we needed to talk about traders. If we did talk about traders, we could have come across this Banjaras. See, all the questions that I have showed you are nothing but like PYQs. Okay, previous year questions. That too, like the questions I'm showing you is from the UPSC exam. Okay, so these things understood. Okay, so will you remember this? We have talked about like this whole Delhi Sultanates. Okay, so we'll talk about Vijayanagar and we'll finish it off with Mughals. Okay, only if time permits, I'll tell you about Cholas. Timing, same timings. Two. Within two, we'll like wind it down. Okay. Now 11:57. Oh, at what time you want to come back? Okay, can come back at what time? Let's start. Yeah. So we need to discuss about Vijayanagar Dynasty. Okay. I told you the full stories with respect to the origin of Vijayanagar Dynasty, how this dynasty came along. Okay. So like again, it coincided with during the reign of Muhammad bin Tughlaq. Okay. So like when was this dynasty started? It started in 36. Okay. So what is the time period of Muhammad bin Tughlaq? What is the time period of Muhammad bin Tughlaq? 1325 to 1351. Okay, see, there are like many possible reasons. Okay, and like there are many possible scenarios how this dynasty might have. Okay, one, these people. So as you can see, Hariyara and Bukka. So like Hariyara, Bukka, nothing but Hakka and Bukka. Okay, they might have what? They were brothers. Okay, they might have been the original founders of the dynasty. Okay, so like see, so I mean they are the original founders, not might have been. Okay, so they might have been the mini Kakatiya dynasty. So that is one story. Okay, like they might have been the ministers within the Kakatiya dynasty. And one thing you should know. Okay, so what is the scenario of India? So when like this dynasty started. Okay, so like in the North India, so which dynasty was there? Delhi Sultanate's dynasty is there. See, with respect to Malik Kafur, we have seen the things, right? Let's just to open a map so you will understand. Okay, so like this is the map of India. Okay, although like this is Sayyid dynasty. Okay, so just go back in time. Here, like you'll see the time period, different time period. Okay, so just go back in time. Okay, around 1336. Okay, what were things that were happening in India? Okay, one here Tughlaqs were there, right? Not just here, like up to here, Tughlaqs were there. Okay, here like there was Kakatiya dynasty, present day Andhra Pradesh. Okay, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕದಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ? You want to remember? No, not like 1336. It's just starting. Okay, let's not confuse you. 1335 ಅಲ್ಲಿದೆಯಾ? Obviously, there is no Vijayanagar dynasty. Like you are in the year 1335. Okay, so I just want you people to understand the like okay, so how India was like during 1335. So like here Tughlaq dynasty is ruling, here Kakatiya dynasty is ruling. Okay, so like that much you know. We have come across a person. So his name is Malik Kafur. Okay, I told you he came. Okay, he invaded at least like he invaded complete South India. Okay, so wherein he also invaded Karnataka dynasty. That name of the dynasty is Dwara Samudra. I told you like this Dwara Samudra. Okay, Dwara Samudra is nothing but Beluru and Halebeedu, Paisala dynasty. Okay, never heard of Beluru and Halebeedu? Beautiful temples. Okay, star-shaped beautiful temples you will find it both in the places of Belur as well as Halebeedu. Okay, so like this dynasty was there in the 11th to 13th century. Okay, Hoysala dynasty. See, the thing is like although like you were studying Vijayanagar dynasty, but you should know okay what were the people who were the rulers that were there. Okay, and here like okay so like there is Dwara Samudra, right? Dwara Samudra is nothing but Belur and Halebeedu. Where is Belur and Halebeedu? Which district of present day Karnataka? You will find Belur and Belur and Halebeedu. Why would you find Belur and Halebeedu in present day Hospet? Hospet, like you will find Hampi. Hampi is nothing but like the place, the capital city of Vijayanagar dynasty. So that's where like you will find Hampi. That's what you will find in Hospet. I'm asking you question with respect to where will you find Beluru and Halebeedu. So like that is there in present Hassan. Okay, nothing but like South Karnataka. Okay, so like this place. Okay, this is where like they were ruling, right? Hoysala dynasty. So present day Belur, Halebeedu. Okay, Dwara Samudra dynasty. Here Dwara Samudras were ruling, and here Okay, so like there is a one Muslim kingdom that was ruling. Okay, in 1335. What happened was like this Muslim kingdom was able to completely ransack the Hoysala dynasty. Okay, this Muslim kingdom was able to completely ransack the Hoysala dynasty. Okay, so like in the year 1336, okay, when Vijayanagar dynasty started, 1336 only Vijayanagar dynasty started now. Okay, so like it was a small portion, right? But for Vijayanagar dynasty's luck, okay, this Hoysala dynasty, like it's almost in the like verge of decline now. Okay, so like now, like see, uh, let's imagine like this is okay, present day Vijayanagar. Okay, so like let's imagine like this is like Hoysala dynasty. Because like this Hoysala dynasty got defeated, so like the dynasty in 1336, which started as a small portion, and like because there were no rulers, okay, now like they were able to conquer this. They became big. Okay, I told you there was a Madurai ruler. Okay, so like a Muslim Madurai ruler was ruling. Okay, so like during 1330s. Okay, he was like, and like there was a continuous contest between Vijayanagara as well as this ruler. Ultimately, who emerged victorious? Vijayanagara emerged victorious. Now, not just like, okay, the place, it started from here. Okay, now not just, okay, after conquering Hoysala dynasty, they also started like, okay, so present day Tamil Nadu. This is how like they started to become big. Okay, so like this is the story of Vijayanagar dynasty. See, this there, okay, who were the other players? They were there present during that time. It is also important for your connectivity. Okay, so like understood now. Okay, see, you can connect things. Okay, so obviously Dwara Samudras were there. So from 11th century itself. Okay, is it understood? How like the, okay, this Vijayanagar became big. See, wherever like you get doubt, let me know. I can go slow as well. So like we have just this topic as well as the topic of Mughals. And like um, if I will continue with the modern classes, we'll start with the Mughals. Okay, so the things have been coincided. If you can understand, right? It is Europeans who came to India. Okay, so I told you about a personality called Vasco da Gama. Okay, so like who came to India in the year 1498. Okay, so this was then like, okay, this was the time period of Vasco da Gama. This is how like, okay, Portuguese came to India. Okay, so like what about English? The Britishers who controlled India, they came in here like 1600s. We know this, okay, like arrival of Europeans is happening here. Okay, on one side. On another side, you know for sure. Okay, so like with respect to Mughals, 1526. First battle of Panipat, Mughal dynasty started. Okay, then his son Humayun, like he ruled. His ruling is bit uncontinuous. It's not continuous ruling. Okay, so like he ruled from 1530 to 1540. So like there was 15 years of asylum, almost 14 years of asylum. Like he comes back. Okay, he rules for only 1 year. Okay, so like just for our sake. Okay, let's not get into the complexities. We can understand that. Okay, so like he was there up to 1555, from 1556 to 1605. It is the reign of the greatest Mughal ruler, that is Akbar the Great. Again, I mean, there is fun thing about Akbar's story as well. He was so fascinated with all the religions. Okay, he used to convene like these assemblies, these talks with respect to all the religions. So he thought that like there are good elements in all the religions. There are good elements in Hinduism. There are good elements in like, okay, so Muslim religion. There are good elements in Christianity. Okay, why not combine all the good elements so and make our own religion? Okay, that's why like, okay, he started his own religion. Sulaikal. Okay, do you know how many people added for the religion? Only two people. Akbar and his loyal minister, that is Birbal. I mean, although like it's a joke, so because like it started by an emperor, at least there will be some people, okay, who want to impress emperor. No, they will be getting like some benefits because of the emperor. There'll be those people, even though if they are not interested, even they would be joining. But like the real, only like the real people who believed in that religion are only two. One is Akbar, then is Birbal. Okay, so but see, that story is all different. Don't try to remember those kind of stories, but try to remember the timeline. So 1556 to 1605. Okay, then from 1605 to around like 1630, it will be the reign of Jahangir. Okay, so isn't it coinciding with the arrival of Europeans? Okay, so like what is modern India? What is modern India? Which you will study? Which you will study? Modern India is nothing but arrival of Europeans, how they conquered India. Isn't it coinciding? So, like, don't you think like it should be studied together? Okay, so like that's why like okay, when we start modern India, we start with the decline of Mughals. Okay, so there also like you'll come across all these rulers. Akbar, because 1600 al ಬರ್ತಾರೆ. Okay, so they must have met Akbar, like Akbar as well. They must have met Jahangir. Usually, you don't need to directly start from Aurangzeb's reign, who comes like much later. Okay, so like he will come in the year 1658. So like the Aurangzeb's time period is 1658 to 1707. He's coming much later, right? Okay, again, but coinciding. Okay, usually like people say that it's after the death of Aurangzeb. So that's when like English got the chance to conquer India. Okay, because he was the great ruler. They couldn't have defeated Aurangzeb. Okay, then like there are series of events that will happen and that will transfer the whole this Mughal kingdom. Okay, so when you read about like Aurangzeb's story, okay, so like you will come across him that he was able to defeat the Marathas. Okay, 1700s ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ tables have turned. Mughals are still ruling Delhi. Okay, but the tables have turned. They were asking favors from Marathas. This third battle of Panipat, okay, it happened between Marathas and Ahmad Shah Abdali. You know, like, okay, so how Marathas got involved. It was Mughals that asked the help of Marathas. Tables have turned. Okay, within the 70 years. Okay, so like when this Aurangzeb was there. Okay, so and like later period, the tables have turned. Okay, so like Aurangzeb is a contemporary of Shivaji and like his son Shambaji. Huh? Yeah, Shambaji. Like he was a contemporary of them. Okay, and Aurangzeb one time imprisoned like Shivaji and Shambaji when Shambaji was like a kid. So that's when like okay he imprisoned both like Shivaji and Shambaji. Okay, so why are we talking about Mughals? Sorry, Mughals and Marathas and also Europeans. I was telling you, okay, so how we want to study Mughals with respect to medieval India. Okay, we'll like try to look into the so like the starting rulers. Okay, so like that is going to be our point of discussion when it comes to medieval India. Okay, so clear until here. Okay, see, anyways, like medieval India, Mughals, we have to cover. Okay, because if I have told the stories once, okay, I won't be telling the same stories again there. Okay, so like, so that Birbal joke over. Okay, you must have heard, no? This Birbal person's very intelligent. How he become so close to emperor. Okay, like there are like a lot of moral stories like that you will come across with respect to Birbal. One is like Birbal, like you will find two similar personalities. Those both personalities are point of our discussion in today's class. One is Birbal, second is Tenali Rama, who was there in the court of Krishna Devaraya. Okay, anyways, like Krishna Devaraya is considered the greatest king. Okay, when it comes to Vijayanagar Empire, the greatest king. Because this Vijayanagar Empire ruled for a really long time. 1336. Okay, until the battle of Talikota, that is 1565. 1565 ಆದ್ಮೇಲೂ ಕೂಡ for 100 more years there will be ruling of Vijayanagar Dynasty. Okay, reconsolidate ಆಗ್ತಾರೆ, but like they won't become big. Okay, so it means like there is a ruling of almost 300 years. Vijayanagar Empire ruled for almost 300 years. So amongst like within this 300 years, so like there must have been so many dynasties that would have ruled. See, when it comes to Magadha, we have seen that Magadha was ruled by so many dynasties. Okay, so for example, Aryanka dynasty is there, Shishunga dynasty is there, Nanda dynasty is there, Maurya dynasty is there. All these dynasties that have ruled Magadha. Similarly, here Vijayanagar has been ruled by like four different dynasties: Sangama, Saluva, Taluva, and Aravidu dynasty. He belonged to the Taluva dynasty. Krishna Devaraya, he is not just greatest amongst the Taluva dynasty rulers. He is greatest amongst all the rulers. Okay, because of his contribution with respect to art and architecture. Okay, so like he is considered the one of the greatest ruler of all Vijayanagara empires. Okay, like you got to know one more information which I wanted to tell, and it came out. Okay, so like that is Vijayanagara dynasty ruled by four dynasties. Okay, then which is the first dynasty that ruled Vijayanagara empire? That is Sangama dynasty. Who is the founder of Sangama dynasty? That is Haryara. Okay, don't worry about the Naikara system and Namram system. Okay, once we finish off the chronology with respect to like Vijayanagara dynasty, I will talk about like this Naikara and Namram system. Okay, so like wait, so we'll be talking about that because anyways, like we have to talk about like the other aspects which we can see in the Vijayanagara dynasty. Okay, so but like this person Haryara, so he is the founder. Okay, under the guidance of the sage Vidyaranya. Okay, so like this dynasty has been started now. We have talked about this, right? So like they might be ministers in the Kakatiya dynasty. Okay, how like they might have got imprisoned by Muhammad bin Tughlaq. When we reached up to Kampli, Kampli is the place near Hampi. Okay, so like Hampi is the capital city of Vijayanagar dynasty. That you should remember. Okay, so is it clear until here? Okay, any doubts? Okay, shall I continue? Where was I? I was talking about like the Haryara, right? So under the guidance of like Sage Vidyaranya, they so founded a dynasty. That dynasty is called Vijayanagara dynasty. See, what happened was when it comes to ancient India, we'll come across so many dynasties. Along with the so many dynasties, we'll come across so many like cultural aspects that have been continuously developing within the Indian history. But very unfortunately, when you study about the medieval Indian history, you will you will also come across so many dynasties. The problem here is you won't study about the cultural contribution. The society, the cultural contribution were really less when you compare it with the ancient India. But like one dynasty comes along, which try to revive the cultural advancement that was happening within the nation. That whole dynasty is called Vijayanagar dynasty. When it comes to temple architecture, you must have seen. So have you seen temples? Outside temples, outside temples itself. So like huge gopurams will be built. The inside gateway, we have seen like Garbhagriha, correct? So and the Shikras, Mandapa, So like usually earlier times the gateways used to be very simple. Correct. So like, but huge gopuras have been built. So like this is entrance gateway. On the entrance gateway itself, like huge gopuras got to be built. So like it all started by Vijayanagar dynasty. It's reached to its zenith during the period of Nayakas. The Nayakas who controlled the Tamil Nadu. So have you seen a temple called Madurai? Madurai. Like there is Madurai temples. Can I use Google? This What? New tab. Where is new tab? Recently closed. No, it's CMS. It is plus. It's not showing. Yeah. Hmm. See this. This is nothing but Goprams. Okay. So you can see it, right? Somewhat clear image here. Where is this tab? Nowadays, if you open a tab, there are more advertisements than anything you can see. All these are nothing but advertisements, no? But can you see the temple? Okay, so like this is the entrance gate. Earlier also we have seen some temples, Kailasnath temple. Okay, so all those temples. But there, the shikras used to be on this picture, no? Here the gopurams, the entrance gopurams. Okay, they have started to reach this zenith. It started from Vijayanagar Dynasty. It reached to its zenith in the Nayaka system. Okay, so like this Madurai group of temples that have been built by Nayakas. The Nayakas are nothing but feudatories of Vijayanagara. After the decline of the Vijayanagar dynasty, the core Vijayanagar dynasty, these Nayakas they started to rule in the present day Tamil Nadu. Okay, so clear. So you can see like okay how beautiful it is and how much effort it must have gone into to prepare this. Like okay to do the sculptures, you will see a lot of sculptures, like lot of skill work that has happened here. Okay, this happened in the Vijayanagar dynasty. Okay, as I was telling you, and so like medieval Indian history is not known for cultural contributions, but comes one dynasty that gives you so many cultural aspects. Okay. And yeah, I was here, right? Okay, I was talking about the Gopurams. After seeing that Gopurams, you shouldn't even see this, right? After seeing those beautiful Gopurams, you shouldn't see the Gopurams that I have drawn. Okay, doesn't make a lot of sense. Where was I? I was talking about like this dynasty, the greatness of this dynasty and the cultural contribution. Like in Hindu elements, like there is in Hindu tradition, there is one culture where within the temples, okay, so like there will be something called Kalyana Mandapas, okay, where marriage halls, okay, where marriages can take place. Okay, so like this also started from the Vijayanagar dynasty. Okay, and we'll come across so many literary works. The greatest ruler himself, okay, he has written two books, Jambavati Kalyana, Amukta Malyada, Sri Krishna Devaraya. And we have come across, what do you say, Navaratnas in the court of Chandragupta too, right? Here, like there are Astadiggajas in the court of Sri Krishna Devaraya. Astadiggajas. Okay, so like nothing but great people. Uh, so like they might not be Kannada speaking people. Okay, so like there is they might have patronaged the Kannada, but like this Vijayanagar dynasty. Okay, so like we will come across so many rulers who are Telugu speaking rulers. Okay, so like now also like you'll find the similar element. No, when you visit Bellary, good number of people will speak in Tamil. Sorry, not Tamil, Telugu. Okay, so that culture is still continued. Okay, there is continuation of that culture. Okay, as long as people are living in harmony, it doesn't matter which language they speak. All that matters is people living in harmony and peace, and where people are striving for continuous development. Because religions, okay, and languages, okay, are the races, nothing but very individual aspect. You can't change the race you were born in. The genes are fixed. You don't have any control. And like religions also, like you don't have any control. Okay. And so people shouldn't be discriminated on these aspects. That's how like the society can go into utter chaos and the complete disintegration that can happen. Okay. Rather, like there should be harmony. There should be peace. Okay, so I mean, okay, let's not talk about that aspect. So that is entirely different concept. Okay, I was talking about this the first dynasty that ruled Vijayanagar. That dynasty name is called Sangama Dynasty. Who is the founder of the dynasty? Harihara. Okay, so like you must have heard this story of Hakka Bukka. This within that Hakka is nothing but Harihara. Okay, the whole this whole dynasty ruled for almost 150 years, as you can see, 1336 to 1486, 150 years. Okay, 1 year less, 149 years. Okay, this is the dynasty of longest serving dynasty of Vijayanagara, not India. Okay, India like Mughals, you can see like okay 1526. So I mean the exact year when the last king of Mughals was okay, so sent back to place called Rangoon. It was 1848, 1858, 1526. Mughal dynasty started in India. Okay, so like the last ruler, he was sent out of India. So like it was in the year 1858. How many years? Just say so many years, sir. Okay, that will also give the answer. 1526 to 1826, 300 years. Okay, so 300 years plus 32, 230, like 332, 332. Okay, not forget about like this Mughals. Think about other ancient Indian history which you have already studied. 321 BC. Okay, so like and 187 BC, Mauryan Empire. How many years? 121 plus 13. Okay, so like that is 144 years. Okay, lesser than Sangam dynasty. Okay, so like think about any other dynasty then. Uh, so okay, Guptas ruled for almost 200 years. Okay, so, that's not a contest here. Let's not make it a competition. So, which is the dynasty? Okay, so that ruled more than Sangamas. Which is those dynasties that ruled less than Sangamas? Okay, let's not make it a competition now. Okay, so we'll come back to the other topic of discussion. So that is Sangam dynasty. Okay, as you can see, I told you again the greatest rulers of Sangam dynasty. I'll like rub this. The greatest rulers of Sangam dynasty were Devaraya 1 and Devaraya 2. Okay. So here also like you will see that when was the Vijayanagar Empire started? 1336. What about Bahmanis? 1347. What is their place of control? Vijayanagar Empire's control? Nothing like what is the main city? Like okay, so from which place they ruled? Hampi. Okay, so like nothing but Tungabhadra though. Okay, what about Bahmani? So like their main centers, okay, at least for the starting part was Gulbarga. So and what is the distance between Gulbarga and Hampi? 200? Huh? I don't think it's 400. Definitely less. Okay, 250 kilometers. Okay, so like within this street, like within this much range, okay, two important dynasties that came along. So you can understand. So with respect to controlling of the areas or with respect to controlling of the resources, there will always be quarrels between these two dynasties. Okay, so like that you will continuously see it when you read about like Vijayanagra and Bahmanis. Okay, so like usually the battles happen between these three dynasties because of controlling three. Okay, so economically rich areas. One is like Tungabhadra though. Where is this Vijayanagra dynasty? It happened in the Tungabhadra Dome only, right? Okay, so where is this Vijayanagra dynasty? Near to the vicinity of Tungabhadra Dome. Okay, so like I told you, like this continuous battle between Bahamanis and Vijayanagra happened because of controlling of three resourceful rich areas. See, when it comes to wars, I told you what is the most important thing? Economic thing. Okay, so here, if you control the economically rich areas, okay, your country will get prosperous, you'll get more tax, and in turn, you can make your country prosperous. More money to the king. Okay, so you can like put it for more development, more prosperity. Okay, good for the people, good for the king, good for everyone. Okay, so like here, there are three things. One is Tunga, Bhadra Doab. Second is Krishna, Godavari Doab. Like, what is the main river of Tungabhadra? It's a tributary of which river? You know the river system, right? So you must have heard about like this Krishna River. Okay, we have talked, right? Kanganalli inscription when the dam was getting built. Like the dam was built on which river? Kanganalli inscription. Bhima River. Bhima River is in turn tributary of Krishna River. Okay, see rivers tributaries. So you need to learn. Okay, we have talked about that. If you remember, I also like joked that Kannada Nadina Jeevanadi shouldn't be Kaveri, rather it should be Krishna, not Bhima. Okay, Bhima is one tributary. Okay, so like this Krishna has so many tributaries. Okay, Bhima is there. There is Malaprabha. There is Ghataprabha. Okay, there is Tungabhadra. Okay, so like you'll find so many rivers. Okay, the third reason why like the battle between the Vijayanagar as well as Bahmani happened to control the Marathawada region. Marathawada region. Okay, this is ON. Fine. So like this is the main reason. Okay, so like why there was so many battles that existed between the Vijayanagra as well as Bahmani. Okay, so like the one personality which I have to talk about is Bukkarayavan. Okay, and with respect to Bahmanis, okay, so like there is one personality called Muhammad Shah. Okay, they were contemporaries. Okay, they fought with each other so many times. One time, like okay, so this Bukharaya one goes kills so many soldiers of the like Bahmani kingdom. Okay, so left except one. Okay, so like he killed everyone. Bukharaya. Then like okay, Mamach, okay, of Bahmani kingdom. He takes like he makes a promise to himself. I won't stop until I kill like at least 10,000 people of Vijayanagar dynasty. Okay, so like see, because of these continuous war, what happened was okay, so like it was not just harming the soldiers, rather like the whole cities were getting ransacked. Okay, even the common people were getting like obviously like within the war, common people will also get harmed, right? I told you presently, like you can think, yeah, army like if one soldier, okay, so like he dies, okay, so he sacrifices himself, like his whole family will get affected. Isn't that the same reason why Ashoka like left this? Okay, so like the whole policy of conquering the places through war. Okay, so like he left the Berigosha. He rather went for Dammagosha. Okay, so like that's the reason, right? He tells in that after Kalinga, what do you say? After Kalinga War, he tells in the second rock edict of Ashoka that I'm saddened not just by the death of the soldiers, by the people who are associated with the soldiers. Similarly, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂಡ same thing ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. Okay, so that's when they decided. Okay, it's sure that we are going to continue for so many years. Okay, so like we'll be nothing but neighbors, and we have already discussed neighbors can't be friends. Okay, so although like we are going to battle, go for many battles. Okay, so let's have some rules where okay, common people, okay, women doesn't get harmed when we do the wars. That has been like okay, so agreed upon from these two kingdoms. Just because they have agreed doesn't mean just because they have agreed doesn't mean the war hasn't stopped. Okay, it kept continued. It's just that the common people started to not get affected now. Okay, so but earlier, like when you read about the Bukharaya and like that Muhammad Shah, you will come across the Bahmani king. So like not just soldiers, like even other people are getting affected because of that. Okay, so like then there are other rulers. Okay, the next ruler you need to remember is Devaraya. Okay, Devaraya one. He was a contemporary of another Bahmani king. His name is Firoz Shah, not Firoz Shah Tughlaq. Okay, yeah, Firoj Adil Shah or Firoj Shah. Okay, so like he is known by both the names. Okay, Satish Chandra uses just the name Firoj Shah. Okay, but like Firoj Shah Tughlaq, what is the time period of Firoj Shah Tughlaq? 1351 to 1388. Okay, here we are already in the year 1406 to 1422. Okay, so like here what happened was, like Devaraya one, okay, get captured by Firoj Shah or Firoj Adil Shah. Okay, so like once he got captured, he had to give away like a lot of wealth to free himself. Not just wealth. Okay, the like Devaraya one promised that okay he will give his daughter to Firoj Shah. Okay, after that like he got released. Okay, once he got released, okay, Devaraya got released. Okay, so like the marriage ceremony did happen. The king he himself went, okay, and welcomed the Firocha and like the other Bharat, which will come along with the like army, which will come along with the groom. Okay, so then marriage happened. It is said that so like the daughter of Devaraya one became favorite queen of Firocha. Okay, so but Devaraya hadn't stopped here. He consolidated himself. Okay, he recruited many Muslim men. Okay, it is reported that he recruited around 10,000 Muslim men. Like not just him. Okay, so like there is one more ruler called Devaraya too. He also recruits many of the Muslim rulers. So like they wanted to know how come like okay, so like this Bahmani sultanates were able to win the wars. Okay, so like they identified that because they knew how to go for the controlling of horses. Okay, with respect to controlling of horses, they were really good. Okay, instead of trying to keeping it communal, like rather like they wanted to get trained. Here, like the same thing happened. They themselves, like the kings themselves, recruited the Muslim men. Okay, so like and later he was able to defeat Firoj. That makes the end of Firoj. Okay, so like Devaraya one, like there is Niccolo di Canti who came into the court of Devaraya one. Okay, so this also you need to remember. Dams and canals on Tungabhadra and Haridra River were built by Devaraya one. This can become a question. See, whenever history is okay, look here. Okay, history is not just about like who and the war. Okay, it's rather about what development that has took place in the earlier times. Agriculture is the most important activity, right? So, like people who are contributing to agriculture in any of the farms. So, like that needs to be recognized. That's why I told you when we were talking about Firoz Shah Tughlaq. Okay, so like he also like built a lot of canals. Here also, like it becomes important. And one more reason why it becomes important, question has been asked. Okay. So like a question has been asked on this line. Dams and canals on the Tungabhadra and Haridra River were built by Devaraya one. Okay. So like then there are other rulers, not that important rulers. After like death of Devaraya one, the next most important ruler within the Sangam dynasty was nothing but Devaraya two. So do you remember one of the statement in that question? Vasco da Gama came to India. So like during the reign of Devaraya II. So like see the time period of Devaraya II. 1424 to 1446. Much earlier than when Vasco da Gama entered India. Okay. So like by this, can you understand? So like you need to see like European invasion. Okay. Along with the local kingdoms that were there during that time. That can become a good area to be asked questions. Okay, clear until here. Shall I move on? Okay. So like this Devaraya, within like see Niccolo di Conte came into the court. One here, Abdul Razak. Like Niccolo di Conte, he is a Italian. Okay, Abdul Razak is a Persian. He came into the court of Devaraya too. See, this also like you will find so many rulers. Okay, and so many foreign travelers that came into the court. Okay, इसको भी like table बना लो. Okay, so like the first table, foreign traveler name, foreign traveler. Okay, so like within the traveler like name, like write the years, or you can like make one more table. So years they came, Year or years. Okay. So like then king, who was the Vijayanagar king? Okay. So that one table and the last table can be okay. So like the works of foreign traveler. Okay. So because Niccolo di Conte Devaraya one, Abdul Razak Devaraya two. So like there are Fernando Nunes. He also comes like okay when you start like okay reading about other rulers, you'll come to know about that. So there is a good chance that you might get confused, right? Okay, you need to have a sort of tables for these kind of things. Okay. So yeah, we again. So Devaraya II is one of the greatest ruler of Vijayanagar Empire. Okay, he has defeated Gajpati ruler of Odisha and expanded empire into Kerala, Sri Lanka, and parts of southeast. Okay, also like received tributes from uh, tribute from kingdoms like Quilon and Pegu. Okay, this Quilon it is there in present day Kerala. What about like this Pegu? It is there in Myanmar. Okay, so like you can understand. Okay, so he must have subjugated so many rulers. That is the reason. What?
Contributions of works.
Again, see, he has like okay given description of Vijayanagara's grandeur. Uh, Ade, Istala. So like this is the description. Or if he has authored any book, you can write about that. Okay. Whether he has given the description or like if he has written about like anything in particular, that make a note of it. Okay. So like this, anyways, like after today's class, so get the PDFs. Okay. Sixth class, you'll get all the six PDFs. Okay. Ask them. Like okay, they will be able to send you. Okay. So like at the end, okay. So like the 1485, it marks the end of Sangama dynasty. The next dynasty was Salwa dynasty. Salwa dynasty must have become the like must have been one of the feudators. Okay, but their dynasty couldn't rule for long. They have just ruled for 20 years. Okay, so like not that important. As you can see here, like the next dynasty is Tudor dynasty. But here, don't get confused because like I have written it 1505. Okay, Tudor dynasty, like okay, this Tudor Narasanayaka. Okay, he was father of Veera Narasimha Raya. Okay, he must have been a feudator. Okay, they must have been very ambitious. Okay, when they saw like there are weeks Sadua dynasty. Okay, so like then in the year around 1505. Okay, they asserted the power. Okay, the founder of like the real founder of Talwa dynasty is Veera Narasimha Raya. Okay, he is actually brother of Krishna Deva Raya. Talwa dynasty, the greatest ruler, is nothing but Krishna Deva Raya. But you need to understand. Okay, so like the Talwa dynasty started in India, like started in Vijayanagar Empire from brother of Krishna Deva Raya, not exactly from Krishna Deva Raya. Okay, so like it is Veera Narasimha Raya. Okay, clear? Sadwa? Yeah, like that's what I'm saying. Veera Narasimha. Sadwa dynasty. Yeah, Sadwa, like it's written here, like he was the founder. Hmm.
So first,
No, like he used to be the father. He must have been a feudator. Okay, if the question gets asked, okay, always go for this option. Veera Narasimha Raya, who is the brother of Krishna Deva Raya. Okay, don't go for the father of Veera Narasimha Raya, that is Tadwa Narasanayaka. Okay, so don't go for that option. Okay, and that's why I told you, like because like here like 1505 is written, so like here like there is some time lag is there. Okay, here see he must have laid the foundation. Tadwa Narasanayaka. Okay, Tadwa Narasanayaka, he must have laid the foundation. Okay, within that foundation, what would have happened? Okay, he would have raised his sons. Okay, so like, and these sons became more ambitious. Okay, when they saw the chance. Okay, so like now the kingdom is weak. So that's when like, okay, they started their own dynasties. Okay, that dynasty is called Tadwa dynasty. So like the real founder with respect to Tadwa dynasty can be Veera Narasimha Raya. Okay, what about like now Sangam dynasty? How come you can forget it? Huh? Haryana.
they are first.
Haryana first. There is Haryana 2 as well. After like Bukharaya, okay, you will find Haryana 2 as well. Okay, so but like Haryana 1. Just remember Hakka Bukka. Hakka is like H, right? Start from H. Okay, associate what name can be formed from H. So you will come to know it's nothing but Haryana. Okay, so shall we continue? So like our greatest hero of empire, that is nothing but Vijayanagar Dynasty's greatest hero, that is Krishna Devaraya. Okay, so Domingo Peace. Okay, that is like Portuguese traveler. He came into the court, and Durata Barbosa, like he is also Portuguese, and like there is this Fernando Nunes. Okay, he is also Portuguese. Okay, but he didn't come into the court of Krishna Devaraya. Rather, like he came into the court of Achyuta Devaraya, who is half brother of Krishna Devaraya. Krishna Devaraya is also denoted as KDR. Okay, Krishna Devaraya. Okay, because names are too long, no? So you can shorten the names itself. Okay, so like this Krishna Devaraya, like we have talked about like this Ashtadiggajas that were there in the court of Krishna Devaraya, and like these are the two works of Krishna Devaraya, Amukta Malyada and Jambavati Kalyana. Okay, quick question. What are the works of Harshvardhana? Works of Harshvardhana.
Priya.
Ratnavali, Nagananda, Priyadarshika. What are works of Banabhata? Harsha Charita, that is true. What are works of Kalidasa? Come on. Abhignana Shakuntalam, Madhvikagnimitra, Vikramorushya, Meghaduta. Okay. So then Kumara Sambhava. Then, okay, what are works of okay, whom shall I ask next? What are works of Baravi? This I have told. Baravi. Baravi has written a great book that can become a question. No. Prithviraj Rasoi Chandbardoi. Okay, what is the work? Like I asked, what are the works of Baravi? Kirtarjunaya, Pallava Dynasty, Nenpadkoli. Okay. Okay. What is the name of the book written by Panini? Astadhyayi. Okay, what is the name of the book written by Patanjali? Mahabhasha. Array, look into me. At least like revise. Okay, so with respect to what do you say? With respect to Shatavahana dynasty, we have come across a personality. Okay, his name is Hala. Okay, he has written a book called Gata Saptasi. Okay, so like these are the important books that we have come across, right? You don't just know about the books, like you also know like when this was created. What is the story behind that? Okay, so Vishaka Datta has written two dramas. Which are those two dramas? Vishaka Datta's dramas. Mudra Rakshasa, okay, as well as Devi Chandraguptam. Mudra Rakshasa is related to how Mauryan dynasty came into power. What about like Devi Chandraguptam? How Chandragupta too came into power? Like wife of Ramagupta. Like, but ultimately, like if you have to summarize it in one line, it's about like how Chandragupta too came into power, the greatest ruler of Gupta dynasty. Okay, he also took the title of Vikramaditya. Okay, we have also come across the inscriptions, right? Okay, so where do you find Samudragupta's inscription? Prayag, Prayag Prashasti, Allahabad inscription. Who is the person who has composed it? Harisena. Okay, what about like Chalukya dynasty's greatest ruler, that is Pulkeshitu? Which inscription is related to him? Ayoda inscription. Who is the person associated with it? Ravi Kirti. Okay, what about okay, we have come across two personalities in Sangam period. Okay, three personalities. Thiruvallavar, Sattanar, Ilango. Okay, what is the book? I have been asking you like personalities and books, no? Like let's revise it. Like let's reverse it a bit. Okay, so what is the book written by Satanar? The book written by Satanar. Manimekalai. What is the book written by Ilango? Silapadikaram. Okay, what is the book written by Thiruvallavar? This though you should be able to answer. The book written by Thiruvallavar is Tirukkural. Kennedy? Tirukkural. Okay, the book written by Thiruvallavar. See, Thiruvallavar, like book alle irutte. This you can identify even in the exam hall. Was it a good revision? Why did we deviate? Yeah, I wanted to talk about like these two books. So I thought whenever I heard book, see, book can be a good base of asking questions. Yeah. So like there is one more personality. Okay, so like his name is Ashwagosha, who actually presided in the fourth Buddhist Council, later part. So fourth Buddhist Council was presided by two people, Vasumitra and Ashwagosha. Ashwagosha has written two books. What was the name of that book? You have written. Huh? No. Sundarananda and Buddha Charita. I have like seen it in your notes. So, but you didn't remember it. See, that's why, see, you understand, right? You need to have a sort of association. This, I have been able to tell all this because I might have revised it so many times. Okay. And as I have been teaching, like I might remember. Okay. So like for you people, for your exam, so like make some sort of connections. Okay. So like whenever like you want to remember a book, make some sort of connection. Like use that connection. So that you'll be able to understand it better and remember it better. Okay. Shall we move ahead? Okay. So like the next ruler here, like again, two personalities. Okay. So we have seen already four foreign travelers, right? Niccolo di Conte, who came into the court of. Come on. No, Niccolo di Conte. Devaraya one. Okay, he is an Italian. Okay, so what about Abdul Razak? A Persian. He came into the court of. No. Abdul Razak. Devaraya two. Okay, so like in Krishna Devaraya's spirit, so like there are two rulers who came, there are two foreign travelers who came. Yeah, Domingo Peace and Durato Barbosa. Okay, what about Fernando Nunes? Did he came into the court of Krishna Devaraya? No, he came into the court of Achyuta Devaraya, who is considered as half brother. Okay, so what is the name of Krishna Devaraya's brother?
Vikrama.
Not Vikrama. Veera Narasimha Raya. Yeah, so like why Vikrama? Okay, so like then the last ruler is Sadashiva Raya. So like the battle that gave the death blow to Vijayanagar Empire, that is nothing but 1565 battle. Okay, so like this battle is known by many names. Battle of Kalikota, Battle of Kalikota, or Battle of Akkasatangadi. Okay, all these are like names, okay, given to the same battle that happened in the year 1565. Although like Sadashiva Raya was the ruler, okay, so it was his what do you say cousin. Okay, his name is Aliya Ramaraya. Okay, who was the worshipful ruler. The king will be him. Okay, but like he was the military commander. Okay, this by this time Bhamani kingdoms already divided into so many kingdoms. Like that is Birar, Golconda, Bichapur. Okay, so like and Bidar. Okay, and Ahmednagar. So like this Bhamani kingdom divided itself into so many other kingdoms. What this Aliya Ramaraya started to do. So he started to pit one ruler against others within these Bahmani kingdoms, because within the Bahmani kingdoms, like there are so many kingdoms. So like they got so frustrated. Like he was able to defeat here, like you can see, like Krishna Deva Raya. So like he was able to defeat Bichapur. From like after defeating the Bichapur rulers, so he got the Goa. Also, like he defeated Orissa rulers, that is Gajpati rulers. Okay, so like some them like okay, his reign continued up to Orissa. Okay, so like if you can see the map of Krishna Devaraya, so things will get more clearer. Yeah, this is the map of Krishna Devaraya. Okay, he was able to subjugate Odisha. He was able to get Goa. Imagine like okay, if Goa was part of Karnataka now, people would have partied. No? Goa is known for parties. Okay, so many people could go to Goa just to party. It was like it's a city of beaches. You'll get good beaches, especially if you can go in the summer. So like then nothing like it. Anyone visited Goa here? No, even I haven't visited. Okay, there are a lot of things to visit. Why to just visit Goa? Goa is already getting what do you say? A lot of revenue because a lot of people will visit. We should rather visit to like our historical places. There is a place called Malkhed, no? Let's visit that. Huh? Within the Sedam Taluk. Within the Chittapur Taluk, we have found out there is a place called one village, Kanganahalli, where Ashokan inscription have been found. Okay, so like after this classes are over, after today's classes are over, so when like you have a holiday, make a plan to go and visit. Also like this Buddha Vihar, see the structures like see the aspect which we have discussed in the class. Can that be like seen in the like okay real life? We have visited Buddha Vihar, but like not other two places. No, like seeing Buddha Vihar earlier and like seeing Buddha Vihar now will make a lot of difference because now you will be able to identify the characters that are involved. Like there will be other bodhisattvas. Like as soon as like you'll know, like you have seen bodhisattva, you'll understand it. Okay, so like that's the difference, no? So like then there is one dynasty called Aravidu dynasty. I told you like 1565. After this battle, okay, so like it gave the death blow to Vijayanagar. Okay, but doesn't mean like they were completely stopped. They were controlling the smaller portions. Okay, so like this battle of Talikota. So you know where was the battle of Talikota happened? Happened in a place called Talikota, as the name suggests. Okay, we have time. We'll be able to complete Mughals. No worries. Okay, as the name itself suggests. Okay, so like this battle of Talikota happened in Talikota. Okay, where is Talikota? It is there in Bijapur district. Okay, which is almost 100-150 kilometers away from Hampi. After the war, okay, so like I mean, although like the war has happened somewhere, okay, so like he got surrounded. This Aliya Ramaraya, he got surrounded. So I mean, he had the upper hand within this like battle. He had the upper hand. It is very unfortunate, unfortunate that like he made a foolish decision where like okay, if he ventured and fell into the trap of this kingdom, that too during almost after sunset and like these Bahmani kingdoms, like they were waiting for the trap, and he took the bait. Aliya Ramaraya took the bait. Okay, so like he thought, I'll show you what I am, and he went. But like the people, like they were already like waiting for that. He was not aware that like these people are waiting for me. Okay, so he thought because I have anyways upper hand, so like let's finish it once for all. Okay, so like he went and like he got surrounded and he got killed. Okay, so killing like once like your commander get kills. Okay, so like there is no one to steer your army, right? So like the army got into disintegration. Okay, there was chaos. Okay, what transpired was like although like it was 150 kilometers away, they came to Hampi, a place like where you could have found this music pillars, where you could have found the Virupaksha temple. I told you like Virupaksha temple of Chalukyas is different. There is one more Virupaksha temples with respect to Vijayanagara. Okay, that Virupaksha temple with respect to Chalukya, who commissioned it? It was a queen of Vikramaditya too. Her name is Lokamahadevi. Okay, so like here, okay, this Virupaksha temple of Hampi. Okay, it all got destroyed. Such a beautiful place. Okay, so like although the war is not happening in Hampi, you can see, you can just go to Hampi present day. You'll see the ruins of the temples. The complete structure can't be visible. only few places are there where the complete structures are still, what do you say, preserved. But most of the places, okay, it's half ruined. But such a beautiful place. If you want to go to Hampi, so go when you can, if you can spend more than 1 day, 1 or 2 days. It's wholly surrounded within the so many kilometers, 10, 15 kilometers. Okay, you'll find like you feel it like you are entirely in the different kingdom, different world. It's not unlike the world we are living in, where you see the modern structures. There you will see like look, a lot of stones, lot of other aspects. Okay, beautiful place. Okay, so like that's the reason why so many foreigners come to Hampi. Okay, so like take a 2 day trip because like the place offers you so many things. Okay, so you'll definitely feel happy after visiting Hampi. Okay, so shall we continue? Okay, where was I? I told you like this dynasty is not of that much importance. Okay, Arabidu dynasty. Yeah, so like there are other rulers, not that important. Okay, so like we just have to talk about the state and economy under Vijayanagar. So like we have come across two systems now. One is Nayaka or Nayakara system. Okay, so like then Amaram system. Both are similar, but yet slight differences is there. Okay, so like there is a needle sort of thing is there in the chair. Okay, I have to be very careful. I've been stung by it like twice already. Okay, so not that important. So I'll talk again. Where was I? I was telling you about the so like two systems, Nayakara system and Amram system. Okay, so like this Nayakara system and Amram system similar because so like in both these systems, okay, like it looks similar because in both these systems, lands were given, land grants were given. Okay, so the purpose used to be different. Okay, for Amram system, land grants were given. Okay, so they could provide military service. Okay, here, okay, land grants were given. Okay, as a administrative political unit. Okay, that is the difference. Okay, so can you imagine like okay, which was the system that was followed in Delhi Sultanate, where land grants were given, and in turn they were asking for military service. Huh? No, that is military system, military department. Ikta system. Okay. So like this Amaram is equivalent to Ikta system. So just like Ikta system, during the period of Iltutmish, which was not hereditary. Here also, it's not hereditary. Okay. So what about Naikara system? Here it is hereditary. Okay. So like the land which continued, like which was gained by one of the Nayakas, it continued further in his generation, through his heredity, through his lineage, not in his generation. Okay. So that is it with respect to Nayaka system. Have you got the some difference? Okay. So like here it is hereditary, here it is not. Here the why like okay, so this land grants is given maybe political administrative reasons. Here like okay for military reasons. Okay, so that is the difference. Okay, so clear? Shall we move ahead? Okay, so like we have talked about how the dynasty can get divided, right? Okay, so I told you with respect to dynasties, okay, especially if the dynasty is big for a better administration, so that needed to be divided into smaller areas. So the administration is efficient, or the local issues can be taken care of. Okay, so or else like the kingdom can be utter chaos. Think about it. Okay, people won't be happy. You won't be happy in your area if the municipality, like if you don't get water for a week. All like okay, people in your area, what you will start doing? You'll start protesting. First, you will start protesting against municipality. It can spiral down to the local MLA. Then actually, like you will just you will also like start protesting against the present day government. Correct. So ultimately, like it will reach to the people in the top. Okay, present day government ಗೆ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ ತಾನೆ ಮುನ್ಸಿಪಾಲಿಟಿ ವರ್ಕ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಅಂದ್ರು ultimately like you will start blaming government. First you will start blaming municipality. If it like realizes, then fine, or else like you will start. So it means at smaller units, you need people, okay, who can take care of the local problems. So that's why like it is important. That's why it is important for kingdom to be divided into smaller portions which can be administrated efficiently. Okay, so clear? Okay, so like the state, it was divided in the Vijayanagar dynasty as Rajar Mandalam, Nadu, Stada, and Grama. Okay, so I told you with respect to Amram and Naikara system, what is the difference? And agriculture tax. Okay, it depends on the crops and fertility. So like there was not only one type of agriculture tax that was there. Okay, so sometimes agriculture tax used to be 1/3. Sometimes it used to be 1/6, depending on the situation. Okay, depending on the quality of the land. Okay, depending on the crop you are growing. Okay, so like that is the meaning. Okay, it used to be, it ranged from 1/3 to 1/6. Okay, which is larger, 1/3 or 1/6? Larger. What is 1/6? 1/6 is nothing but 16.6%. What is 1/3? 33.33%. So like then which is larger? 1/3. So then why did you say 1/6? Okay. So this is it. This is it with respect to Vijayanagra kingdom. Okay, so we like there is nothing much to discuss with respect to Bahmani kingdom. Okay, it will be dealt in the advanced classes. Okay, so this Bahmani kingdom, okay, that ruled, like they started their ruling from a present day Gulbarga district. Okay, so like the founder of the dynasty is Alauddin Hasan Bahman Shah. Okay, so like he is also known as Hasan Gangu. Hasan Gangu. Okay, because Gangu was the Brahmin patron under whom he grew. Like he was a Afghan adventurer. Okay, who is adventurer? Who goes to other place? Okay, who try to identify other things? He is an adventurer. Okay, he is an Afghan adventurer. Okay, so like this, Alauddin Hasan Bahman Shah. Okay, he is Afghan adventurer. Okay, who grew under the guidance of, okay, Gangu. Gangu is a Brahmin. Okay, so like because he had so much of respect for the Gangu, he is also known as Hasan Gangu. Okay, so although Muslim kingdom, right? So see the origin of the kingdom. Okay, so that's why I'm telling you, like in history, you don't always see that like there was a conflict between Hindus and Muslims. Sometimes like there was harmony and peace. Okay, but the leaders will get benefited if there is conflict, no? If there is harmony, like they have no business. Okay. Anyways, Mahmud Shah. So he was a contemporary of. No, no, no. See the time period. He is the contemporary of Bukharaya. Okay. So what is the time period of Bukharaya? Do you remember? 1336. It was Haryaravan. Okay. He ruled until 1356. So from 1356, then 1377. Okay, so can you see? Okay, Muhammad Shah. I told you when the first war used to happen between these two kingdoms, they used to fight each other. Okay, they used to fight each other, and that led to like loss of common lives as well. Then they came to an agreement. Okay, one time it was like Bukharaya that went to the court of like this Bahmani Sultanate. Then like in turn Bahmani Sultanate, like this Muhammad Shah, he came into the court of Hampi, like okay, Vijayanagar kingdom. Okay, so that's when they decided there has to be some sort of harmony between us. Okay, so that marks the end. Then yeah, so we have talked about this person as well, Firoz Shah Bahman. Okay, so like this Firoz Shah Bahman is nothing but Bahmani, like the name itself, the Bahmani takes it from like okay, this Bahman, okay, Alauddin Hasan Bahman Shah. That's why like it is also known as Bahmani kingdom. Okay, so like this Firoz Shah Bahman, this Firoz Shah Bahman, like we have talked about him, right? He was a contemporary of Devaraya I. How like okay, he married the daughter of Devaraya I. Okay, later period, so like Devaraya I was able to defeat this Firoz Shah. Okay, so and with respect to all the rulers, so it's not the king that is more important. Okay, it is one of the prime minister. Okay, it is one of the minister in the period of Bahmanis. So his name is Muhammad Gawan. Okay, so like he was a wazir. Wazir is prime minister. Okay, he is known for annexing many places. Okay, so like here, like they were just controlling this Bijapur, Bidar, right? So he was the one who was able to annex the places Virar and Ahmednagar. Okay, so like that is Muhammad Gawan. Okay, along with that, he had also made many internal reforms. One is like tariffs. So like again, the kingdom was big. Okay, he needed to make smaller provinces. Okay, that provinces are called tariffs are nothing but provinces. Who used to control these provinces? That is Taraftars. Like Jagirs is like again for military service giving land grant. That is Jagirs. Okay, so like then there is big madrasa in Bidar. Okay, that madrasa can host 1,000 to 2,000 students. Yeah, so you have seen it. Okay, so like that madrasa when it was built. Okay, so like the free education and free food used to be given to the people.
But now it's, conflicts are going on with their jobs.
Now like okay, there is a conflict. Okay, what is the conflict?
Are saying that it's their property.
Oh, okay.
Muslims are saying that it's their property. So they are going, Hindus are going and worshipping in that madrasa.
Oh, within that madrasa, okay, so like they are worshipping. It's hurting the no, it can happen. Okay, so whenever like there is a controversial situation that can exist, so it can happen. So we are not going.
That strike was
Acha, recently like because of this, like acha,
45 months later.
4 to 5 months. What? Walk amendment. Okay, yeah, yeah. Okay, so yeah, like all those can be a possible reasons. Okay, and whenever like we go for controversial topics, like we can't take a stand here. Okay, so like again, you have to go for the depth. You have to understand the whole concept. So like follow the philosophy of Anikantavada. Don't touch elephant from just one part and tell that elephant looks like that. Okay, so if you want to describe the elephant,
During the time of Bahmani rulers,
hmm,
they gave a equal place to Hindus also to worship there.
possible. Like again, so like it's very controversial. We won't be able to like get the answer sitting here. Okay, so like again, whenever like there is some controversial aspect that's going on, follow the philosophy of Anikantavada. Don't see the elephant from one part and tell that elephant will look like this. Elephant is not just trunk. Elephant is not just huge body. Like it's elephant is not just a pillar like legs. Okay, so like elephant is not just tail. Elephant is just not the tusks. Okay, elephant is so huge. You have to like okay, so take a step back. So like see from a bird's eye point of view, then you will understand that. Okay, so like how elephant will look like. Similarly, whenever like you go through controversial issues, so apply the topics which we have learned. So like again, I'm not saying these are not important things, but the thing is you can't take a stand unless like you know the full picture. Okay, so like that's where the philosophies which we have learned will come into our aid. I told you like in like Jainism and Buddhism are not just the topics; they are the ways that can help you get the solution for many problems which you will face in your life. Okay, so don't you think like again with respect to this again this madrasa also hosted so many students from other countries. Okay, so many Arab people. Okay, so from Persian region they came and they studied there. Okay, so it is said that like around 1,000 to 2,000 people used to stay here. Okay, and all were given free education and food. This madrasa was constructed by a person called Muhammad Gawar, who was a Wazir of the Bahmani kingdom. Okay, after his death, okay, it disintegrated into Ahmednagar, Bijapur, Birar, Bedar, and Golconda. Okay, so like this five places. Okay, this is it with respect to Bahmani kingdom. Okay, characters clear. Shall we move ahead? Okay. This is the map of Vijayanagar under Krishna Devaraya. Okay. Yeah, Virupaksha temple is located in Hampi. Okay, so Vijayavitala temple having its 55 carved pillars emitting musical notes located in no, it's also in Hampi by Belur. So the musical pillars, I told you like which British cut, where like British got like curious. Okay, how the musics are emanating from the pillars, rocks. Okay, so like that's how like they got curious. They cut it off. So they thought like it will be hollow. Okay, something would have been there. Okay, so but like they found out nothing. Okay, so like answer for this is B. See some difficult question. This is the question you asked. Is he the founder of the Salwa dynasty? Okay. Narasimha Salwa ended the Sangam dynasty, the throne for himself, and started Salwa dynasty. Okay. So Veera Narasimha, so like deposed the last Salwa ruler and seized the throne for himself. So I told you right when like the question comes. Okay, so like you should identify it's Veera Narasimha Raya as the founder of Salwa dynasty, not his father. Okay, so like I told you the reason as well why you should identify Veera Narasimha Raya. Veera Narasimha was succeeded by his younger brother Krishna Devaraya. That is, huh? Younger brother. Like Veera Narasimha was like elder brother. Krishna Devaraya was the younger brother. That is true. Krishna Devaraya was succeeded by his half brother Achyutaraya. So when like Achyutaraya came, I just wrote after that. I told you nothing is spontaneous. Okay, it's all scripted. I knew this question was there. Okay, answer for this is option D. You thought it's all spontaneous. No, it's scripted. There is a script. We are following the script. Okay. See, answer this. Answer the question. The tax rate on land was fixed depending on the quality of the land. Right. After assessing the quality of land, only then like the tax rate was fixed. Right. Okay. Private owners on workshop paid the industry's tax. Right only. Why would like they would be given the like exemption for industry's tax? Like see, we have seen it. Okay. Only few places like there was tax exemption. Okay. So the kingdom needs to survive. Okay. Why would they give the exemption here? Okay. Answer is 1 and 2. Oh, see this question. Saduva Narasimha put an end to the old dynasty, assumed the royal title. Oh, correct ala. So like he's the founder. Okay. So like Sangama dynasty as well, Saduva dynasty well. Okay, that is true. He wanted to save the kingdom from further degeneration and disintegration. Have we seen that? No. He just wanted the power. Okay, not from not to save the kingdom from degeneration and disintegration. So answer should be R is false. Okay. Last question. South of the river Krishna was supposed to belong. Oh. Yeah. So it is the Haryana. Haryana one. Okay. So what is the time period of Haryana one? 1336 to 1356. Amongst other rulers, so like we have come across one person, Amagavarsha. What is the time period of Amagavarsha? Don't know, don't want to study. No, written in the book, don't want to revise. Which century at least? No, Amagavarsha. Amagavarsha is a Rashtrakuta ruler, no? Amagavarsha Nrupatunga. Which century? Like, see, they got the power in 8th century. Okay, so when he must have been there? He's a son of Govinda III. No, 9th century. 880s. Like Chak. It must have been there with respect to Rashtrakutas within that. Okay. This is it. We have completed Vijayanagar. Okay, Bahmanis, Delhi Sultanates. the last topic for today's class. How much time we have?
Half an hour.
Half an hour. More than enough to complete Mughals. So half an hour is more than enough. Once like we complete Mughals, okay, so our class will get ended. So like this is the end of ancient as well as medieval India. We have covered ancient and medieval India. So within the 6 days, nothing short of achievement. Okay. If you start reading okay individually about all these topics, it will take a lot of time. Now also like you need to read. Otherwise, as I have asked so many questions, you can understand. Okay, so like you won't be able to remember the things. It's important. So like you need to read. Okay, so without reading, without revising, all these efforts which we have put for 6 days, it will all get wasted. So okay, you will read, right? Just because there is Dasra holidays which is coming up, you won't forget it. Okay, I mean take it as a chance. Okay, dig up deeper, use artificial intelligence, use Google. Okay, so like we have come across so many characters. So try to know more about them. Okay, try to have a sort of mind map with respect to the personalities. Okay, so that will help you. Nothing more will help you rather than this important exercise. Okay, so like we have to talk about the Mughal Empire. Okay, so in India, what was happening? Ibrahim Lodi was there. Okay, Ibrahim Lodi wanted to have a like the last ruler of Lodis. His name is Ibrahim Lodi. He wanted to have a centralized kingdom. Okay, so whenever like centralized kingdom will come, okay, what will happen is only king will have more power. Decentralized andre, okay, so like along with CM, other MLAs will also have power. But centralized andre, only CM will have the power. Okay, so it means when it will be centralized, only CM will be happy, not the other MLS. Correct? So like here, he wanted to create a centralized kingdom. Lodi dynasty ruler, like the last ruler of the Lodi dynasty. So that is, what about the ruler who is the ruler within the Lodi dynasty who had the capital Agra? Sikandar Lodi. Okay, so like this we have just seen when we talked about Lodi dynasty. Okay, so like this Ibrahim Lodi. Okay, so like when did he come into power? 1517 until like he ruled India until 1526. Okay, so like this Ibrahim Lodi wanted to create a centralized kingdom. Okay, so but obviously whenever like it is centralized, okay, MLS are getting less power. No, here like governors. Okay, the governors will be unhappy because like they are not getting the power. Okay, what they did is okay, they conspired against the king. You will see that. Okay, so like various stakeholder like Daulat Khan Lodi. Okay, Daulat Khan Lodi, he was a governor. Okay, he actually like writes to Babur, come to India, defeat Ibrahim Khan Lodi, and become next emperor. Okay, so Rana Sangha, okay, who was also like one of the Rajput ruler, he also wrote write to Babur, come to India, defeat like Ibrahim Khan Lodi. The plan was not to actually like, give the Babur chance to okay, so start his own kingdom in India. They thought that Babur will come, okay, he will defeat. Okay, so like he will not be interested in India and he will go back. Once the king is defeated and the person who is coming back, okay, who is coming to India to defeat, if he is not interested, okay, so like what will happen to those areas? These other players they can come and they can conquer the place. That used to be the mindset. Okay, they never knew that okay Babur will come and Babur would so like start his own kingdom. Okay, so like he is the starter of Tamaride dynasty in India. Okay, so like this Babur. Okay, so when like war took place, Babur was able to defeat Ibrahim Khan Lodi. Okay, so like that whole battle is called the first battle of Panipat. Okay, that emerged between Babur and Ibrahim Lodi. Babur emerged victorious because okay his artillery or the gunpowder he used was advanced. He's not the introducer of these things in India. Okay, India already it has been used. But okay, in that particular war, okay, so like Babur emerged victorious because of that. Okay, so like that's when like the start of Mughal Dynasty in India. Okay, so like again, he ruled only for 4 years. Babur. Okay, 1526 to 1530. Okay, the second battle, the Battle of Kanwa, that happened in the year 1527. Okay, it happened against Ranasanga and Babur. All these four battles fought by Babur only. Okay, he was there in India for 4 years, like every year one battle. Okay, battle important hai. So like he's winning a lot of places. The problem is, okay, so after winning the places, you also need to consolidate the empire. I mean, you need to create a internal administrative system. Time ही नहीं है. Okay, every year come wage a war, win. Next year look for other place, win, wage a war, win. Okay, so like this Battle of Kanwa, it happened between Ranasanga and Babur. See, like the thing is, I told you, like even Ranasanga wrote a letter to Babur. Correct. Do you remember? Okay, when the war happened between the this Lodhis and Mughal dynasty, Babur. Okay, Ranasanga didn't help Babur at all. Okay, that angered Babur. Okay, that angered Babur. Babur said, okay, so like you wrote me a letter. You promised me, okay, you will give me cooperation when you come to India. Okay, but when I came, okay, you didn't war. Okay, so that's when like the battle took place between Ranasanga and Babur. Okay, so like it was one of the most difficult battle like Babur had to go through. This battle of Lodi, like the first battle of Panipat, it was easier because like so many other kingdoms, no, like Daulat Khan Lodi, okay, who used to be the governor. Okay, he's also giving the cooperation. Ranasanga also wrote the letter. It means when the war is happening, there are no other players that are entering. But like this Battle of Kanwa, it is considered the real foundation of the Mughal Empire. Although like in textbooks and in everywhere, you will see that, okay, so like it is Battle of Panipat. But like the real battle, okay, which helped the Mughal Empire, okay, Mughal Empire to be settled in India, it is Battle of Kanwa. You know, like one of the most difficult battle like the Babur had to go through because Ranasanga, so like although didn't help him help Babur in the first battle of Panipat, okay, he was nothing short of a leader, great warrior. Okay, so he, I mean, unfortunately, so like this Babur, where he's coming from? He's coming from a place called Samarkand, which is there in Uzbekistan, present day Uzbekistan. Then like later period, okay, he was controlling, so like northwestern Pakistan. Okay, from there he is coming. Okay, he's coming with his army. Okay, his army also gave up. You know, one of the other day, like other great ruler who wanted to conquer the world, where his army also gave up. We have talked about him, Alexander the Great. Okay, similarly here. Okay, so like Babur's army, it also gave up. Okay, so like that's when he gives a glowing speech. He takes the bottle of wine. Okay, he throws it down to the like what do you say, land. Okay, he breaks all the bottles of wine, and he says that from now on I will never drink wine because like when you read about Muslim religion, you will come to know that so drinking wine, like drinking alcohol, is prohibited. A true Muslim, like it is considered that a true Muslim will not drink alcohol. Okay, so like again, he gave the speech. Just why he's giving the speech? So like the morality of his troops will get boosted. They are not ready to fight Ranasanga. Okay, especially in this battle of Kanwa. Okay, they were not ready at all. Okay, so that's why he gave like glowing speech, and he also said that. So like as a true Muslim, you should follow me. Okay, so like the somehow like they did, and he emerged victorious. Ranasanga wasn't killed here. Okay, he escaped, but he was so filled with rage. Okay, he wanted to come back again and fight a war with Babur. Somehow, unfortunately, one of the troops of Ranasanga, okay, he went into the Ranasanga's tent and gave him the poison. because like the troopmen felt that so it would be dangerous. Just now we have waged a war, we have lost a war. If you again go back, if you again fight, what will happen? You'll again lose. So like there is no point losing the life. So that's how like Rana Sanga's life ended. Okay. So like then there are two more battles. Okay. So but Battle of Malwa. Okay. So like Malwa is there in Madhya Pradesh. Okay. So like and there was like battle with Afghans as well. Afghans not in the Afghanistan. Okay. So like this battle happened in like Uttar Pradesh region. Okay. So like Afghan people came. Babal and so it's a friend of Rana Sanga. Okay.
So he gave poison to Rana and
What?
he gave poison to Rana Sankalp.
No, he wasn't the one who gave the poison. It was the troops, man. I said, like within these like troops, there will be other people. Okay, so like they thought that it is dangerous to again go for a war. Rather, we should consolidate first and then go for war. But Ranasanga was so filled with rage, he didn't want it to wait. Again, a lesson. Sometimes waiting is not accepting the defeat. Maybe he should have waited. Okay, so like that led to the end of like Ranasanga's life. Okay, then like other two battles happened. Okay, I mean they are not the important personalities, but like you should know. Okay, so but can you see one thing? Babur came to India in 1526. Every year he is winning the war. Okay, every year one war, and 1530 he died. No consolidation. Okay, that led to Babur's son getting the power, whose name is Humayun. Okay, this Humayun. Okay, again, sorry, there is one more thing which I have to tell with respect to Babur. Okay, so like Babur, he was a naturalist. Okay, he loved the natures. Okay, I mean you can see like there is Lodi Gardens in present day Delhi, but along with that, like naturalist is one who loves the nature. Babur was naturalist. Okay, he planted so many flowers in India. Okay, so like he wanted to increase the beauty of India. Okay, along with that, it is also said that so he was a great orator, also a great writer. So you might see like there are three books that's written in the board. Okay, they all were like written by nothing but Babur. Great orator, great writer, great naturalist who flowered lot of who planted lot of flowers in India. Okay, so that is the story of Babur. So like Humayun story, okay. So like the son of Emperor of India. We think that like it will be bed of roses, right? Especially like when you ascend to the power. So like we think it's bed of roses. No, the story is entirely different. Okay, so like Humayun wasn't respected by like his own troops. The soldiers didn't respect him. Okay, and so like in 1539, so like as you can see, like there must have been two battles. Battle of Chausa that happened in the year 1539. Okay, so this happened in the year 1539, and this happened in the year 1540. The Battle of Kanauj. Okay, so these two battles with respect to Suri Empire rulers, Sher Shah Suri. Okay, and 1540, see 1539 he got defeated. Okay, and 1540 he consolidated himself again. Mind the son of Babur. Okay, so like Mughal ruling in India, it is not continuous. Okay, so there was a break, there was a blip, there was a blip of 15 years. That 15 years was ruled by a dynasty called Suri dynasty. ಓಕೆ ಸೊ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ 1540 ಸೊ ಲೈಕ್ ಹುಮಾಯೂನ್ ಅಗೇನ್ ಲೂಸಸ್ ದ ಬ್ಯಾಟಲ್ 1539 ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಲೂಸಸ್ ದ ಬ್ಯಾಟಲ್ 1540 ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಲೂಸಸ್ ದ ಬ್ಯಾಟಲ್ ಓಕೆ ಬಟ್ 1540 ಡಿಡಂಟ್ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಲೂಸ್ ದ ಬ್ಯಾಟಲ್ he had to leave India, he had to go out of India. Okay, so like he was in the asylum for 14 years until 1554 he was in asylum of like some other king. Okay, so from there, like okay, he again reorganizes his army, comes back to India. Okay, and he wins a battle. That battle is called Battle of Sarhind. That happened in the year 1555. Okay, so like this Battle of Sarhind that happened in the year 1555. This time he was able to defeat the Suri dynasty ruler. But by this time, the Suri dynasty emperor, okay, the founder of Suri dynasty, who was able to defeat Humayun twice in the Battle of Chausa and Battle of Kannauj. Okay, 1539, 1540. He's not there. By this time, he is already died. Okay, so like there were weak rulers of Suri dynasty that were ruling in 1555. Okay, that's when he comes back. Humayun comes back again, 1555, and now like he was able to defeat. Now again he becomes the emperor of India. Okay, so like now again like India went into the reign of Mughals. This 15-year blip, so like it was the ruling of Suri dynasty. Okay, was the person who defeated Humayun twice, Battle of Chausa as well as Battle of Kannauj, Sher Shah Suri, okay, who is known as founder of the Suri dynasty. Okay, and like see like okay, so see the life of Humayun being a son of emperor. Okay, so when he got the power, okay, so because like the consolidation hasn't been done by his father. Okay, the kingdom fell, the large kingdom fell into the hands of Humayun. Okay, but there is no consolidation. Okay, look, there is no consolidation. His own army was not respecting. Then, like, okay, two battles, both battles lost, had to leave India. Okay, so and only when last year, okay, so like even being the what do you say, emperor of India, when like okay, last year when he comes back in the year 1556, okay, so like he wins the battle of 1555, and within a year when he was in the library, so he fell from the stairs and he died. What a tragic death and tragic life Humayun had. Isn't it sad? Okay, what happened with the Humayun? I mean, I told you, like this Kutubuddin Aibak's death and like his death. Okay, very unfortunate losses for them. Okay, so like it, and the next dynasty that started was Suri Empire. Okay, so like that is started by Sher Shah Suri. Okay, so as you can see, so like he was emperor. He was an emperor for 5 years. Okay, so like a lot of administrative reforms, lot of agriculture reforms. Okay, so like lot of efficient things have been done by this person. Okay, with respect to trade also, you will see like the Grand Trunk Road, which used to connect so Pakistan and Bangladesh. Okay, so it is said that like it was constructed during the period of Mauryas. Okay, so like after the construction of the roads, you also need to repair that road, right? And you know it, right? So recently there have been good impetus given by the Indian government when it comes to improving the transportations. Okay, so like road is the one of the most important sectors, like okay, with respect to like transportation. So like that why like Indian government presently wants to improve this transportation system, not just with respect to roadways, railways, airways, waterways. Okay, like ಏನಕ್ಕೆ why government is spending so much? I mean, we spend every year 10 lakh crore, okay, on these capital investment things. Okay, 10 lakh crores. Okay, there has to be some reason why we are spending that much, because improving this indirectly will help you in trade. ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಲ್ರಿ, ಒಳ್ಳೆ ರೋಡ್ ಕಟ್ಸಿದ್ರೆ ಸೊ ತುಂಬಾ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಜನ ಓಡಾಡಕ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಲ್ವಾ? ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಲೈಕ್ ಕನೆಕ್ಟಿವಿಟಿ ಇಂಪ್ರೂವ್ ಆಗಲ್ವಾ? If there is a good road, so like number of passengers that will get increased. So like don't you think like it will improve the connectivity? So like ಅಲ್ಲಿಂದ economy improve ಆಗಲ್ವಾ? So trade will get improved, right? So like he actually like repaired the Grand Trunk Road. Okay, and just improving it won't help, right? Rather, he should also construct chowkis types of things, okay, which will look into the safety of the passengers. Okay, so like those are called sarais. Is it written? Okay, so like this repairing of Grand Trunk Road, it's written here. Okay, so like he also dark system continued, so that is written here. Okay, revenue reforms, the JAP system and the Takavi loans. Takavi loans used to be given to farmers. Okay, this JAP system. Okay, so like later, okay, it was adopted by Akbar as well. this dub system later it was adopted by Akbar as well. Okay, so like then there are other administrative reforms. Okay, that were like taken out by that were made by Suri Empire. Okay, especially Sher Shah Suri. Yeah, so like he also issued uniform currency that is called as rupiah. So we have talked about this. So like these are like sarais, okay, which he constructed on the highways, okay, Grand Trunk Road, okay, that would have helped the safety of the passengers and traders. Okay, so like and also he is credited with constructing this Purana Killa. Purana Killa, it is there in presently Delhi. Okay, done. So ultimately in 1556, 1555, which is the battle Humayun won. See, there is a blip. We have like we have, huh? Yeah, Battle of Safed. Okay, so like after that battle, okay, so he died and 1556. Okay, Akbar got the power. And Akbar, like, do you know how many years old when he got the power? Okay, he was barely 13, 14 years. Akbar was barely 13, 14 years. Okay, so but one of the Wazir of the Suri dynasty. Okay, so they have been defeated. No, Suri dynasty now again by Humayun, and Humayun has died. Okay, so like the Wazir of the Suri dynasty, his name is Hemu. Okay, he consolidated the army and he wanted to fight the Mughals. Okay, so like that whole battle is called Battle of Panipat. But now it is second battle. First battle Babur. Now like this battle of Panipat is called as second battle of Panipat. Okay. So but I told you when Babur was born, he was born in the year 1542. Okay. By 1556, when the second battle of Panipat is happening, okay, how many years old he is? Barely 14 years. Can you expect 14-year-old to okay lead an army and win a war? It is difficult, right? So that's why what happened was, as you can see here, like this Bairam Khan, Wazir, he fought the war. Okay. So like as a representative of this Mughal. Okay. So like in this war, okay, Hemu was almost winning the war. Okay. So like as a twist of fortunes, okay. I mean good fortunes for Akbar and bad fortunes for Hemu. What happened was, so when he was almost on the verge of winning the second battle of Panipat, Hemu, okay, the Wazir of Suri dynasty, okay, one arrow came and hit the Hemu's eye because now like Hemu got blinded, so like he died. Okay. Army got into the chaos, like from the position of almost winning. Okay, this unfortunate incident for Hemu, so turned out to be a bliss for Akbar the king. Okay, so that's how like Mughals won the second battle of Panipat. Otherwise, again, Mughals wouldn't have survived, right? If they got the defeat, it would have been a almost certain death blow. Okay, because see, like even Humayun got defeated, but like he was matured enough. So where like he took the asylum, consolidated his army for 14 years. He comes back and he wins. But like this guy Akbar was barely 14 years. What could have happened to the Mughal rulings if he had lost this battle? Mughal ruling would have come to an end. So like in the year 1556 itself. But like as a turn of like fortune. Okay, so Akbar somehow emerged victorious in this battle. Okay, so like then there are like continuous battle that has happened. So like this Bairam Khan itself. Okay, so although like he was the wazir. Okay, so he has been sent out of the kingdom of Mughals later period. Okay, so when you read about the story of Akbar, you will come to know that Akbar wanted to, I mean, this Bairam Khan wanted to so become Sultan himself. So like then Akbar, because Akbar was bit, yeah, what do you say? Yeah, so like Akbar knew, okay, so like this person has helped him when he was a kid. Okay, so that's why Akbar didn't kill him. He told, go to Hajj. Okay, get away from here. Okay, so like if you stay here, I'm going to kill you. So like take this chance, go to Hajj. Okay, live your life as a saint. So from there, Bairam Khan goes away. Okay, so like then there are series of battles. Okay, siege of Chittogar. Okay, battle of Haldighat. This Maharana Pratap. Okay, so he waged a lot of guerrilla wars against Akbar. Okay, so like again he was a great warrior. This Maharana Pratap. And as you can you see, like okay, when this battle of Haldighat happened, okay, it happened between Maharana Pratap and Akbar's representative, that is Man Singh. Okay, can you understand one thing by this?
Never went into the wars.
No, Akbar went into the wars. Okay, so like other wars he has won. Okay, so like, but other than that, like the thing you need to understand is Akbar had cordial relationship with Hindus. Okay, here Man Singh is fighting as a representative of Akbar. Okay, we also like come to know when you read the history that I told you he started his own religion. He thought like okay, every religion is good. There is good elements in every religion. Okay, why not like start a religion which has good elements of all the religions? Okay, that two people joined. Akbar Birbal. Okay, so like again, so and he also had many Rajput wives. Okay, so like he also employed many Rajput people in his kingdom where they were given good positions, not just normal positions. Okay, so that's why like within these Mughal rulers, Akbar is treated or considered a bit differently. Okay, because of his religious policies and his religious tolerance, as well as like because of his secular nature. Okay, is it clear? Okay, so like then there are like Deccan Wars as well. There is a woman ruler who got defeated by Akbar. So like that is called Chand Bibi. Okay, who controlled a place called Ahmadnagar. Okay. So I mean, we don't have the time to go into the details of all these. Like, okay, what happened exactly in that war? Okay, so we are just continuing, and I told you like, okay, what is the time period of Akbar? That is 1556 to 1605. It means how old Akbar is. Like I told you, he was born in 1542. No. Okay, so how old Akbar is? 58, like 63 years. Okay, so like then what is the age of his son must be? Maybe 45 around. Okay, that used to be the Jahangir. Okay, so what is the right age to become the emperor's king? When you have energy. Okay, so when you can actually like wage wars. So that's when, right? So like that is like around 25, 30s. Like he himself become king at 14. So like here बाप मर नहीं रहा है. Okay, so like how will the son get the power? Okay, so like that's why like Jahangir got frustrated. अरे भाई ऐसे नहीं हो सकता है. Okay, so how many years like I have to wait? Okay, so can't wait forever. Okay, so he goes rebellion against his own father. Okay, ultimately, like, okay, that rebellion was controlled. And that within that rebellion, so like he had a fight with Abul Fazl, okay, who has written a book called Parnama, who is also considered to be a very dear to the Akbar. Akbar was furious against Jahangir. It's not that, okay, so Akbar gave the power to Jahangir with open arms. Akbar, like Jahangir had to fight for it. Like there is grandson of Akbar, Jahangir's own son. Okay, his name is Khusro. Okay, Akbar wanted Khusro to become the next king, not the Jahangir. Mammagan ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ. He wanted his grandson to become the next king. Okay, so but like he also already came of age. Okay, so like he's 45, then he must have been 25. Okay, so like he wanted Khusro to become the next emperor. Huh? Because Jahangir was of like okay, what do you say? A bit rage personality. He went against his own father. No, which father will like it? Okay, so that's what actually happened. And this within this Jahangir rebellion, so he killed Abul Fazl. When Abul Fazl killed, so Akbar said that okay, so like my eyes and ears are lost because this Abul Fazl was not just an author, literate, he was also a close friend of Akbar. Okay, so then somehow Jahangir got the power. But like now, like there are other elements. Khusro thought that okay, he will become the next emperor. No, not his own father. Okay, so like then Khusro thought, obviously, like he thought he will become the next emperor. And what happened was Khusro, with the help of Guru Arjun Deva, who was a Sikh guru. Okay, so like they combined each other and they thought that they are going to defeat Jahangir. But Jahangir got to know about this, so he killed Guru Arjun Deva. Okay, will you believe it or not? So Jahangir blinded his own son Khusro. His own son. The history is not a kind place, not even if it's a family. Can you see, like, okay, so like Jahangir, he went against his own father. He blinded his own son. Blinding your own son. So like you how to be cruel. Imagine like okay how cruel he would have been. Okay, so that's the story of Jahangir. He annexed Mewar. Okay, so like there are again. So he also like okay sent campaign. This Prince Khurram is nothing but Shah Jahan. Okay, so like this Shah Jahan was sent to Deccan. So like even Shah Jahan also waiting. No, okay, so when I will become the next emperor, next emperor. So like he was saying like okay father make me the next emperor. So like father is saying okay I'll make you next emperor. First go to Deccan, South India, from Delhi like coming into South India. Okay, so like that's when like okay Shah Jahan also. So like try to do a rebellion against his own father. Okay, so ultimately, so like it was crushed. Okay, Shahjahan had to wait. Okay, so like Shahjahan had like lot of support of nobles. Okay, one more thing that has happened is Nurjan. I must have talked about this. Okay, Nurjan Mehrunisa, like her earlier name was Mehrunisa, but like Jahangir thought that okay she is like light of my world. Why not like name her Nurjan? Okay, so like that's the literal meaning of Nurjan. Okay, he named her Nur Jahan. Okay, that is light of the world. Okay, so like she wanted the her son-in-law, son-in-law, like okay, so daughter's husband. His name is Shahryar. Okay, she wanted Shahryar to become the next emperor after Jahangir. If the permission was given to Jahangir, Jahangir would have said yes. If where like Jahangir is naming her Nur Jahan. Okay, so like that is light of the world. Okay, so like he would have said yes, but okay, Shahjahan had a good amount of support from the nobles. Okay, that's why like okay after death of Jahangir, okay, Shahjahan actually jails Mehrunisa. Okay, that is Nur Jahan. Also, he kills Shahryar. Okay, that's how like Shahjahan got the power. Okay, so again like there are campaigns in the south. That is Daulatabad and Ahmednagar. Okay, so like Kandar, where is Kandar? Kandahar, it is there in Pakistan. Okay, so like he was able to annex it. Okay, so just like okay, how Shahjahan also had to fight with his father, but like Shahjahan didn't kill his father. Okay, he's credited with his Shahjahan is credited with construction of Taj Mahal, right? Okay, so like this again, I told you we have talked about this Aurangzeb. Okay, Aurangzeb was never the first son, like never the favored son of Shahjahan to become the next emperor. But amongst all the rulers that we have seen, so like if there is one ruler who was ruthless, okay, so it was Aurangzeb. He jailed his own father. Okay, he jailed his own father, and a very different personality as well. Like I mean, बहुत सारे आशिक है. Okay, Mughal dynasties में. Okay, so like you see Akbar having lot of wives. Okay, so like this Jahangir calling that Nur Jahan as like light of the world, calling Mehrunisa as like light of the world. So like this Shahjahan. Okay, so like constructed Taj Mahal. So why did he construct Taj Mahal? For his wife. Like Taj Mahal is nothing but the cremation place of his wife. Okay. So like such a beautiful Ashik people. Okay. So here comes a different personality. So he had only one wife. Very, very different. No? So compared to other rulers, so only one wife. Huh?
Royal.
He was devoted to his only one wife. Yeah. So like he said, art and architecture chodo. Yeah, so can't lose money in this art and architecture, and that I won't agree with, because art and architecture will gives you like lot of intangible values that we have seen it, right? So that we have understood as well. Okay, so like this again, there are like three sons, four sons: Dara, Suja, and Murad. Okay, and Aurangzeb. These are like four sons of Shahjahan. Okay, so like Shahjahan wanted like this Dara Shikoh to be the next emperor. But again, so there exists a battle between Aurangzeb and Dara Shikoh. Okay, so like, and as you know, like the person who became the next emperor, it is Aurangzeb. Aurangzeb emerged victorious. He jailed his own father until the end of his last days. He used to see Taj Mahal, and so died in the jail itself. Shahjahan. Okay, he was jailed by his own son. Okay, so like then there is this battle of Samugar. Like I told you, like this with Darashiko, like Darashiko wanted to become the next emperor. So within like with this battle, okay, this battle of Samugar, okay, he killed Dara. He didn't just actually like defeated Dara. And his later life, when you see his later life, he was so fascinated with, okay, South India. He actually like spent 27 years in South India, being an emperor Mughal. Okay, so like he came to South India, he died in South India. When he was dying, so I like he said, I don't know what I am, I don't know why I am. Okay, I don't know why I did what I did. Okay, so he became purposeless. Okay, so you can't lose yourself in the things you are doing. Okay, that's the message you should take away. Okay, so this marks the end of Mughal Empire, like the early rulers of Mughal Empire. Okay, so like this is the political history of Mughal Empire. Okay, so if we continue modern India, okay, we'll continue from here. Okay, so understood? Well, like read lot of things. Okay, we have studied lot of things within just these 6 days. Okay, we have been able to cover huge chunks of syllabus. Okay, so be consistent, revise continuously. Okay, remember, hard work always beats talent. Okay, no matter how talented you are, okay, hard work will always beat talent. So be consistent. Okay, be hardworking. Okay, so like get things done. Okay, so that's it. That marks the end of my class. If there is any doubt, okay, you can reach out to me. So I'll give you my mail. This is double one. I'm Chetan SP. Okay. I'm chetanSP11@gmail.com. So that's my mail ID. So if there is anything, let me know. So like you can leave a mail. I'll reply you back. Okay. So like any doubt with respect to the subject or like preparation in general, let me know. Okay. So we'll meet again. All the best for your preparation. Okay. Shall we end today's class? Just 8 minutes more. Not much. Okay. Thank you. Couldn't have left here like in the middle. That's the thing. So like had to somehow complete the Mughals. Okay. But we have covered a lot of things. If given stipulated allotted time, so we have been able to cover a lot of topics. Okay. Hopefully you enjoyed the sessions, all the 6 sessions. Hopefully you have learned the things. Hopefully you have understood as like learned the skills, not just the facts. Actually, okay. Like the exam is more than facts. Okay. Skill is one. Okay. So which you can learn it even after completion of your even after like whatever like you know right like even after whatever like you have forgot. That's what the skill is. Okay. The skill will remain with you forever. All the rest. Okay, keep moving hard. Achieve all your dreams. Thank you.